You lose.
Do it.
Followers and cult pretty synonymous with one another.
Yeah, but the problem is that the cult has negative connotation. Followers, you know, follow the leader.
But
It's a
but do you want to be a follower or do you want to be a leader?
No, I'm the leader. I
Right,
said that.
you. But I'm saying if you were in their position, would you think it would be a good thing to be a follower?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, listen, I understand the Kuatoa. When you have a god, you listen to that god, and whatever you think that he tells you, that's what you do because that's what's most important in your life.
That's some pretty deep stuff.
It's a good thing that Helm tells me exactly what to do every day, and I follow it without question.
Yes. Well, do you guys want to ask your question first, or do you want me to get to your questions?
Ooh, ask us first.
Okay, so my question for you guys tonight is what are your current thoughts on Lambros? Like where you stand now, your journey so far, where you think it's going, where you think it's headed. Uh, maybe if you had to take a guess, which one of your party members is most likely to die, uh, who would that be? Yeah, so just general sort of thoughts on like where you're at, what's going on in the forest, and how you think this is all gonna pan out. But we can start with Tug. Josh, what is Tug's thoughts on Lambros so far?
Um, I mean, I'm personally kind of tired of the woods, but
Yeah, it's not your environment. You prefer
yeah,
the water now, so
yeah. I mean, I'm kind of getting a little tired of the woods, but I do want to kill this dragon. Um, so I'm interested to see more about the dragon, but I'm ready to see rest of the world, move out of here. Um,
how do you
you
think
know,
you're going to go? Because like based on your journey so far, it doesn't seem like it will be necessarily easy to leave the forest, right? Like, what is your
yeah,
plan to get out of here? What?
yeah. I don't really have one either. I'm kind of confused about that too. Like, I'm thinking maybe we might come out on the other side of this forest. Like it's that you go deep into the forest and then you kind of see like a mirrored image on your way out.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, I'm thinking something like that.
You guys don't have a good track record with mirrors, though.
Well, I mean, some of us don't, but
Oh, but yeah, that's true. You're. This
That's
is.
true. Josh would be the one who has a great track record. The rest of us are all failures.
So then we'll jump to you, Kobe. How about Billy? What is
Billy didn't really want to end up in Lambros. This whole sidetrack was a mission to save some turtle who should have been made into jerky a long time ago. I mean, Billy's been saying that from the beginning, so that's unfortunately we're here. Part of the Zoo Warriors. Ride or die. That's what we got to do. I think perhaps the way out of here is for us to leave the path. I don't know. We've been told to stay on the path, and we've been on the path the whole time.
that is
So we
true.
just keep getting sidetracked on the path. It wants us to keep us here. Perhaps we just need to go off the path, and it's like a video game. We'll just appear back at the save point, back at the Edgewood.
That's an interesting theory. No one has tried it yet, which I am surprised, but it also means that I instilled enough fear in you guys as players to, I guess, heed the word of the NPCs that warned you not to go off the trail. But yeah, this all has unfolded very interesting. It's been a good time, and I am curious as to what's going to happen next. But we'll jump
sounds
over.
to me like you're trying to push us out of the forest tonight.
Not tonight. You're nowhere close. I mean, maybe you are. I mean, I don't know. But I'm just trying to prep you guys because I realized obviously you've been in the forest for a very long time, but no one is asking these questions. Nobody is saying, What are we gonna do to get out of the forest, guys? Guys, some of this stuff looks familiar, guys. Maybe we should turn around. Maybe we should try something. Maybe we should no. I mean, you
What if we
have your
walk
mission.
backwards?
You are doing. Oh yeah, see, like stuff like that. Like all I'm saying is, you guys are very dead set on getting your shopping list completed, which I think is a good thing to do. Uh, I just merely want to prod these questions to get the gears turning a little bit for when the moment maybe does happen. You can, I guess, act on it. But Jared, how about
I've just
Tyrell?
always, I've just always assumed that when the opportunity arose, I would act because I think, as we all know, Tug is not scared to act. So I'm just kind of riding the wave,
Yeah.
as my would say.
But like I said, let's jump over to Jared and Tyrell. Jared, what is Tyrell's current thoughts on the matter, or is it just a empty white void as we peer into Tyrell's head?
Well, you kind of read my mind on one of my theories, but I would say
That
for
Tug
one,
was afraid to act and that he would take care of it. Was that the one that we read your mind on? Because that seems the most logical to me.
here what's going on. Is there something that just happened? 'Cause this whole time I'm picturing that we're being interviewed like the office style, and all I have in front of me is like one person.
Oh, I like that theory so much better.
I'm
That's
pretty sure
fantastic.
that's what's going on right now.
You can envision whatever you want. Like I said, we're not actually in our characters right now. You guys are just, giving us the perspective of your characters. But if you prefer to think of this like an office, sort of format, we could definitely do that.
Yeah, well, at least for me, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Is that we've been individually interviewed here in
Maybe
front of.
maybe sometime in the future when you guys all have webcams, I can arrange that visually. But for now, yeah, you'll have to use your imagination.
Well, all right. So Tyrell's thinking up to Billy's comment that we did have some notes at some points where we thought maybe something was mirrored with the map. So there's something to that. I think there's also, I think, just from where we hit the supposed middle point, there's something to do with time potentially of some sort of complex interdimensional vortex of this inconsistently ever growing, like potentially we're at the center of the universe because everything's constantly expanding in certain directions, and I don't know if it is it even possible that we can leave this place, and I don't know if it's even possible. If should we try it? Definitely, but are we even actually here? Are we even physically here, or is this just metaphorical, all of it, and it's just in our minds, and we are just sitting outside the front of this forest with a VR headset on, and we have no idea.
It's all a dream, and I'm about to regress all of your characters back to the point at which they entered the forest. That sounds fun, right?
Go level 5.
If I just took all of your experience that you had gotten since you went in the forest back and said, well, nobody noticed, send you back to 0.
We still got the experience though, even though maybe it wasn't in the
Are you making the rules now?
physical dimension. I mean, you gave us the experience. You can't
Yeah.
Indian give experience.
I am the ultimate giver and taker awayer of things. I have that power, but I wouldn't do that to you, or would I? I don't
I didn't
know.
even come to terms because it seems like oxymoronic.
That was an insult hidden within a vocab word.
Yeah. Well, there's thoughts with Tyrell. Thanks for joining.
I mean, Tug has a few thoughts of,
It's-
man, he wishes he had some kind of book to guide him, maybe with the history of this world. But, I mean, something like that, so precious, just wouldn't have been ignored for so long. So I don't, surely not.
Too bad that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it wouldn't, and don't call him Shirley.
And then lastly,
That's my favorite line.
we'll get Cameron. What is Ranger Steve's perspective on all this?
Well, when we began inside the forest, I was super stoked. You know, kind of getting out of the city, back to my roots a little bit. But, you know, we've been here a while. I've kind of missed us hanging out in the cities and, you know, dicking around and listening to Billy sing. And so, you know, I think Ranger Steve's ready to get out of here and kind of do some more
So
exploring
let me
outside of
get
the
this
forest.
straight, though. Your journey in Lambros so far, you have done absolutely no dicking around. You've done absolutely no singing or heard singing from Billy. Because it seems like you guys never missed a step when it came to, you know, the scenery may have changed, but the Zoo Warriors Electric Boogaloo 2 have stayed consistent in what they do, no matter it be a forest or a civilization or a fish
We're here to
cult.
save the world. It doesn't matter if you're a forest, an ocean, a boat, a hotel, a big plaza tower that's having a Christmas party. We're here to save you.
I think the
Well,
major
I
benefit to you guys in the forest is that there will be nobody in the forest that could continue to spread ill word about you. Like the cities obviously maybe have some strong things to say about you, but there's nobody in the forest that's going to be like, "Oh, those guys suck."
We don't leave any witnesses to allow them.
Or is it because they can't leave? We're in Hotel California.
Oh, interesting.
Lambros, California.
Uh,
But yeah, finishing thoughts, I guess, of anybody before you get to your question for me.
This journey would have been a lot better with turtle jerky.
Um, yeah, it probably would have provided some much needed inspiration.
Yeah. Nope. I feel like we don't even really know what we're doing in the forest at this moment. We went in for one reason and now we've got like two or three more things. Like, yeah, we're going to the dragon, but also trying to maybe collect things on the list, but then also maybe have to re-interact with the skeleton guy. I think his name is Derek.
Yep, Derek. Yeah.
That's why you need
Yeah.
a personal visage, a journey of your own self, if you will. For me, it's simple. I'm trying to convert as many people as I can to the one
I mean,
true God Helm. So,
if we
you know,
we
you
pull up this
find your own
cave,
way. Yeah.
if we pull up to this cave and that dragon has his whole head, I'm out. I ain't doing it. So,
Yeah?
yeah,
Why
I
would he have
mean,
his whole head? You saying from the last time when you used the shard of a sphere of annihilation to take out part of it?
yeah, if he's back to normal, then
I thought he was your favorite enemy.
yeah, he was. But I mean, I also know what the enemy can do,
Well,
especially in his own lair.
we will have to see. But for now, you guys,
Oh,
last time.
I had my question.
Oh,
for you.
yes.
What's the most famous celebrity murder?
Ooh, the most famous celebrity murder.
Yes.
It probably would
And
be.
did we kill him?
No. No.
Pump the traveling.
Yeah, Palm, or he was an actor, but he was
No. He's dead though. It was in the
right.
forest.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The forest could stand to benefit you guys in your murdering sort of tendencies. But yeah, the biggest murder, the sort of gossip is not necessarily any living or mortal creature, but the gods themselves. So Grumpsh, the orc sort of patron, the orc god, he was very famously murdered by Corellin. The two elven and orcish, characters that the flower elves explain to you. But that's probably the biggest one that's circulating in Morningstar as of right now. And for a god to die, I mean, a lot has to happen. It's not as simple as you stab him and bleh, they're dead. Killing a
We
god
could we
is
could find out.
you could. Yes, there's people you could talk to about that. But Derek, as you like to call him, Vodrusk Daru, might have those
Derek.
answers for you if you ever run into him again.
Alrighty. I wouldn't call Grumish a celebrity, but whatever floats your boat, I guess.
You know,
Wait.
he and Helm and Corellin and Lolth, all of them, they're all up there having a big old a spat. So Grumsh didn't get the good end of that.
But Derek knows the gods.
He's an ancient archlich, so he's been around a long time. He's heard what could be considered rumor and fact and fiction, and kind of has a little bit better of an idea. I mean, compared to the gods, he's still extremely young and inexperienced, but for a mortal or a immortal now, he definitely has a greater perspective, like a longer, time frame that he's been able to glean this information than you guys have.
Huh.
But I mean, yeah, ask old people stuff. I guess that's my advice to you. Like
Yeah.
your hag that the Sib, the soothsayer, the old lady. She probably knows some stuff.
I didn't like her.
Obviously, if she's having you collect ingredients to cure the chaos phage, the curse, she knows something, one or two things about the world.
She's gonna be dead by the time we get back.
She didn't look like she was super young when you left, so maybe she'll die of old age. Who knows?
Well, I hope not.
I mean,
it's better than a pack of wolves.
Well, if where we are is truly expanding at an exponential rate and a rate that we can't understand or fathom, it's more likely that if we ever get out, if we're ever able to keep up and pass that, they would experience time differently than us.
like a black hole or something.
Exactly like traveling around the horizon of a black hole, yes.
Oh. Someone's starting to develop a theory, maybe, about where they're at and what's going on.
I didn't write this.
I won't tell you if it's right or not, but you're allowed to think whatever you want. But with that, we can get into the play session. So where we left you guys last time, you had finished up in, as you like to call it, the Pleasure Cave. It's not very pleasurable experience, full of poisonous mushrooms with noxious gas and lots of phase spiders that blink in and out of like planar dimensions. Then obviously there was a topless spider lady that tried to murder you guys, and you instead just straight up destroyed her. But now you've exited the cave. You have the forest ahead of you. You have the forest behind you, the same 12 gnome wide trail, and it is up to you guys how you would like to proceed. I've also started streaming the
We going after
tabletop
this,
simulator.
or what are we doing?
So if you recall on your map too, you've already been past the signpost, the stump, the acorns, the cave, and the next thing, the next icon on the map is a bridge.
The last time we went to a bridge, we ran into a death knight. Does that sound about right?
That is correct.
Mm.
You lost a couple of your party members then too. They decided to stay behind.
Or are they going to come back if we cross the bridge?
I don't know.
No, let's go. I'm down for anything. Tug, what you thinking?
You just take off across that bridge.
Well, you guys aren't inside of it yet. You still have the trail ahead of you. You can see it goes off in front of you and curves off to the left. If you would like to continue down the trail, you can. From last time, you guys had your long rest, so all of your HP, all your spell slots, everything is completely back to max. You're ready for a fight if there is one.
I'm down. I say we keep going. I mean,
all right.
We've gone this far, guys.
Is everybody gonna follow Tug down the trail?
Oh, absolutely.
You guys gonna what is it?
We
Dorothy
shouldn't hold
and
hands. Last time it didn't go so well for
yeah.
everybody. Yeah.
See,
Let's.
I was thinking like Wizard of Oz. You're all gonna lock arms and skip down the trail, but it's not that
I'm gonna
kind of
pull
place.
out my axe just to be ready for
Okay.
Some of us
danger.
much whimsy as others.
But yes, each one of you sort of prepares yourselves mentally to go down the trail. Ranger Steve pulls out his axe and does a little flippy flourish with it because he's incapable of pulling out an axe normally. He always has to flourish it some way, shape, or form. But you guys are off to see the wizard. So you're coming down the trail. You make it probably, I don't know, another 200 gnomes down the trail. And you come across on the left side of the trail, what you can see around the corner is a gravestone. You can see just beyond the gravestone on the left side as the trail kind of turns around to the left, another gravestone. You can't quite make out the inscription just yet on the gravestone, but these are very like crude cut, very raw looking sort of hastily placed tombstones. You can tell, well enough based on what someone was attempting to do that they are indeed gravestones and not just like carved stone. But it's up to you how you want to go forward. If you want to just keep walking, it's totally up to you guys.
Does anybody have any glass or? Maybe I should just ask. Do you have anybody have any like some goggles? Not goggles or binoculars or.
No, I don't. I'm gonna hold my hand up to my eye, but I'm gonna make my hand like really small so I can just barely see, and try to use that as binocular.
Sure. Give me a perception roll.
Okay. Let's find out. Hey, that's not too bad for holding your hand up to your eye. I got a total of 9, or sorry, not 9. A total of 16.
Okay. So
Big difference.
just because you were able to
I looked at the wrong
kind
adder
of
there.
refine your vision, tunnel vision all the way down, you're able to maybe focus a little bit better on the tombstone itself. We're getting a little bit of echo through your mic, Cameron. I don't know if you just need to turn it on and off again. But Billy, what you can make out on the gravestone, sort of front facing, is what looks to be like died quietly, inscribed on the gravestone. It looks like it's been carved in there with some sort of sharp enough instrument, but it's rather crude. They're kind of like hash marks more than they are real letters.
Guys, this is what these are the same gravestones as before. I'm kind of wondering if this whole forest is the dragon's lair, and we're just gonna keep going in circles, and there's no way out.
So what do you propose?
Maybe we go backwards, or maybe we go off the trail.
But we have a map. So did someone go through this maze of a dragon's lair and was able to document the stuff they found?
I don't know. I'm just telling you, those are the same graves that we saw at the beginning when we first ran into, or at least I think they are. They seem like it because I remember them saying died quietly, and there's a couple other ones that were there. But I mean, we could go closer and see if there's a Death Knight maybe out there singing on the bridge, or perhaps he's lurking in the forest nearby.
Or he's dead because it's been years since we've been there because of the time.
Well, I mean, it seems like there's a little bit of a twist to everything this time around. So it could be different. Just sort of
time?
weird.
Is time around?
I
Uh,
mean, it's up to you guys. We can try whatever. If we want to go check it out, I'll go try to sneak up to a gravestone and peer out along the edge.
I've got your back, Billy.
All right.
You sneak on out there, and I'll watch it.
All right, Tug. Knowing that you're gonna be watching me makes me feel extra safe.
hey, can I?
Sure. What's up? Can you what? You had a thought.
Uh,
Say it.
I would like to give Billy some invisibility as he runs out there.
Okay. Like a spell. So you're gonna like touch him on
So-
the shoulder and cast invisibility on him, or
Just
Yeah.
Billy, not the giant crab that's going with him.
I thought Billy was or Tug was standing behind a little bit,
I
like
mean, I
going.
with him. I said he runs out there and I'll watch his back.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
How's he gonna watch my back if I'm invisible?
That's a
I
good question.
can't.
It's kind of like Halo. Kind of like Halo, where you have the.
active camo. You can
Yeah.
still see little shimmers of light.
I'm pretty sure that's how this has worked.
Sure. But yeah.
What do my gnome eyes see?
So Billy, approaching the first gravestone, rounding the corner, you can sort of hide behind it. You see more gravestones lining the trail on the right and left side, which eventually lead to a clearing. You can see sort of a rundown little hut and a tower, some sort of watchtower.
Hmm.
From the watchtower and the hut, sitting on one of the gravestones right by the bench is what but the same suit of armor with overgrown sort of fungus and weeds, just sitting there stoically, completely immovable, as will-o-wisps are all over. There are even more will-o-wisps here than the last time you saw this
Alrighty,
area.
I'm gonna walk back over to the group.
All right, you walk back over, but they do not notice that you've walked back over.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to stealthily get behind Tyrell.
You succeed.
Okay, I'm gonna poke him in the butt.
Poke. Is there a response from Tyrell?
No, I don't. I don't want to be embarrassed.
Okay, you don't say anything. So you
And
feel
I
this.
didn't feel anything.
Did you poke him on like his butt cheek, like left butt cheek, right butt cheek, going for the crack?
Okay, I'm
like-
gonna pull out the hand of Tyrell and throw it over his shoulder.
All right. Describe to
I'm gonna-
me how you throw it and where it come. Where it kind of.
I'm just trying to plot just like a little basketball throw just right over his shoulder and trying to get his attention that I'm behind him.
Yeah, you do a little left, you do a little right, you kind of jump back, do a fade, and toss it over his head. And it kind of thumps in front of you, Tyrell. You see this hand that looks vaguely familiar, and then you realize that, oh, this used to be my hand, and it now has a cut in its palm where someone has jammed some sort of rock into its wound.
I'm gonna pick the hand up.
All right, Tug,
I'm
you
gonna
see...
try to beat him there.
All right.
Same
All
The
right.
race.
So are you gonna
I
try?
like that.
And
I
go,
like that hand.
Are you gonna try and go under Tyrell to get to the hand, or are you gonna try and
Oh,
go?
the quickest A to B.
Okay.
right there.
Yeah, that is under Tyrell. So, I guess what I need from you, Billy, is because Tug doesn't really know that you're gonna be trying to go after the hand again. I'm gonna need you to succeed at a dexterity check.
Okay.
So I've got the check built. You just tell me what you roll.
I have a total here, just regular. If I'm proficient with dexterity, do I add that?
You do.
Oh, okay, nice. So I get a 17.
All right. You make it to the hand. Tug, you right as you bend down to reach and grab the severed hand, you notice that it is now floating a couple, gnome, like a half a gnome off the ground.
Oh, hey, Tug.
Suddenly, the rest of the group realizes that Billy has returned from his scout.
Guys, there's the Death Knights over there. We've done a loop-de-loop. It appears.
What was he doing?
The same thing as last time. He was sitting over there looking pretty deathly. I mean, last time we snuck by with invisibility. perhaps we could do that again if we want to continue along. I'm starting to get the feeling maybe we're in a giant loop.
Yeah, but everything's been slightly different.
I agree.
You do agree? What was different about the Death Knight?
Not that part. I agree that the cave was different.
No, I said everything's different, and you said you agree. So what's different about the Death Knight?
Semantics. Really, I was agreeing that maybe we didn't see giant squirrels the previous time, but we did this time. The cave before had an owlbear. This time it had spiders. But this still seems like the same Death Knight.
I'm gonna try to sneakily go and look around at the Death Knight.
So you're gonna go up to the first gravestone?
Yeah.
All right. You don't need a stealth check for the first gravestone. You managed to hide behind. You kind of peer over the top or the side of the gravestone. You notice that the structures from the last time you had seen them, these structures, while they do look maybe a little bit dilapidated, they're not destroyed. Like these are still standing structures based on the limitations of the game, and so you guys can see in things. Eventually it doesn't have a roof, but in your view and in the world view, the shack does have a roof. The tower is not destroyed. You knew previously when you saw this sort of civilization across the river that the tower was like rubble. Essentially, the house was just a burned down frame. This is an actual standing structure. The Death Knight himself seems to be the exact same. You see, the armor with the fungus growing out of it. He's sitting there on the post of the bridge that goes over the stream. You see even more of the will-o-wisps, the things that feed on sort of darkness and depression and sadness and despair. You see, based on the orbs I have placed on the map here, obviously you can't see them, Josh, but they're in quite a large quantity this time around. They're not just circling the Death Knight. They're sort of free-floating around this entire area.
Is the moon full?
So the moons are not full.
I'm gonna go back.
All right.
And tell the group all of that.
Okay.
So, Tyrell, when you looked into the sky, you didn't get a good glimpse. Like it's rather cloudy, and through the canopy of the trees, it's kind of in cloud cover. In addition to the trees being obstructing your view, but you get glimpses here and there, and you can see with the light that they're not full moons. You know that the two moons of Paludaria are not in their fullest form. They're waxing or waning, you don't know, but they're not full moons.
I think we're okay, guys. Let's go.
Do we think we killed the Death Knight?
Tyrell, you recall as you say, I think we're good, that that merely means that the Death Knight will not be singing his ballad. It doesn't mean that they are inactive, or you just from last time recall that if they are there is a full moon, that the Death Knight will sing its song, but that doesn't appear to be the case.
Can I go back over to the gravestone?
Yeah.
Tyrell, I think you were right, buddy. Lead the way.
I'm going to cast a cantrip.
Okay.
He's
At the
still
Death Knight.
Sure.
Billy's still invisible.
What you casting at the Death Knight?
True Strike.
Okay.
So I should get a advantage on my next roll should I attack.
Perfect.
And I get an insight to its defenses.
Is there a range to True Sight? Is it just sight line?
Let me find out. Let me look. If not, if it seems to not be working, then I'll try to sneak further a little bit.
Okay. You are still invisible at this point, so.
Yes. It's a 30-foot range.
Okay, you are definitely not within 30 feet of the Death Knight.
Okay, I'm gonna try to sneak forward.
Okay, how far do you want to sneak forward? So there are 2 gravestones on your left, and then there's also the forest edge.
I'm gonna go with the forest edge just because that's kind of where it came from. So just like tree
Sure.
to tree, just
Yeah, so you sort of sneak through the forest there until you come up onto the final gravestone, and you are well within 30 feet at this point. So from the gravestone you're currently sitting at, you're within 30 feet of the Death Knight, 30 gnomes.
already.
You can cast True Sight, so you can see a little bit more clearly now the Death Knight. So the Death Knight is holding a shovel across his lap. He has a coffin lid as a giant shield on his back, and you can see some sort of piece of paper, attached to the inside of the shield.
Can I read it?
You cannot read it from this distance, but you can tell that it's been placed there, and it would face the inside, so you can see that he wears the exterior of the shield on his back, the side that has all the crooked nails and everything that he would face towards the enemy. So the piece of paper is the interior of the shield where he would hold it.
Okay, I'm gonna extend my hand and point my finger and cast True Strike again.
All right. You successfully cast True Sight. Or True
Okay.
Strike, sorry.
I guess then I'm gonna try to make my way back over to my boys.
Sure thing. Being invisible, you got no problem going through the forest. You're allowed to take your time, avoid any big branches or leaves that may cause rustling. You don't make any louder of a noise than any sort of animal or woodland creature would, drawing no attention to yourself. The Death Knight does not move as you return to your group.
Hey guys, I'm back. Christian, did I receive any insights to its defenses?
So insights into its defenses. Can you read me the True
Your
Strike?
magic grants you brief insight into the target's defenses. On your next turn, you gain an advantage. So I don't know if I, get...
Gotcha. So it's I can tell you its armor class.
Okay.
Its armor class is 20.
Guys, this thing is pretty strong. We would need very good attacks to be able to hit it. Not some of the weak stuff that we've been putting out before, but, we'd have to bring it against this guy. Not as strong as a dragon, but pretty strong. I would say on the majority, we don't hit it most of the time.
Yeah. But is he gonna attack us?
Yep, he told me that.
You talked to him?
Yeah, just briefly. He told me what how hard we'd have to hit him, and that
Did we lose you, or did you just lose your train of thought?
How did we get by him the first time?
I could tell you if you want, but I don't
We
know.
all stepped through the water.
You did. Some of you barely made it. I mean, one of you failed a stealth check about halfway through, and
oh,
Was it Tyrell?
You back with us, Billy?
can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, I was just saying. Last time we turned invisible / we all tried to run after distracting him. We distracted him, and everybody tried to run / be invisible to make it across. We had some invisible powder that we ran across.
I didn't know we were gonna have to fight the Death Knight again.
We don't have to.
I don't think we should.
Yeah, we can just go around him. I mean,
Seems pretty simple. I think he's kind of like a nest of bees. Don't mess with it, and he won't mess with you.
Well,
the note on him is curious.
It could
But-
be just his ballad that he sings.
because we've already got his ballot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I told y'all, the structures are standing, and they were demolished last time. So this is either a different Death Knight or we've gone back in time.
I
Like a
think it's
time
either.
lapse?
I think it's either a different time or there's some weird properties in this place, this forest, that have to do with the moonlight. That's the only other main difference I can tell.
Well, I thought that earlier, and we've already been down that venture of things are different at night and day, and now I can't remember if we really paid attention to the moon, but
I remember we had to wait for a full moon. Like we waited all the way for a full moon for him to sing his song.
yeah, that's right.
So, I mean, if we want to get past him, Ranger Steve, isn't there a way that you can increase everyone's stealth?
Yeah, but it might be a waste if we just go around. So, if we go all the way around and just get back to the trail a different way, then I don't have to use a spell. Otherwise, it's a wasted spell.
Well, we could send Billy into the forest to scout out the path to the water, and then he could come back because he's still invisible for like an
I
hour.
was gonna
Isn't
say,
he?
Tyrell, how long does this invisibility last? Because I assumed it was an hour, but
Yeah, it's just 1 hour. We've been
Okay.
through quite a bit of time already.
I was gonna say if I had to take a educated guess here as to how long you guys have spent sort of doing this recon, it would be about 30 minutes. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
he's
if we're just-
got.
If we're just walking through the forest, then we're not going to get lost unless it's like by magical means.
I
I
mean,
agree with Ranger Steve. I think if we should all have something prepared to help us either run faster or be invisible, but we should not waste it until we absolutely need to.
So
Well, that's why I was-
Tug, give me
oh shit!
a wisdom check.
I'm actually quite wisdomful.
Really?
Let's go ahead and make that roll with disadvantage.
Wisdomful. He didn't say intelligent. He just said wisdomful. There's a big difference.
Would have accepted wisdom.
It was a 7.
No.
All right. You thought you might have had something on the back of your mind, and there's like an itch, but you didn't quite come to you. So you had the inclination of something, but it kind of escaped you, and you brushed off as nothing.
Maybe if we all just walk through this forest that we're not supposed to get off the trail, maybe something will happen, and it will teleport us out away from the Death Knight.
I mean, we literally did that last time, so.
Yeah, but we never really made it too far off the trail. I'm talking about, we go a little bit off the trail. Maybe get upstream of this thing. We could take off just right through the middle of the woods and hope that we go through the stream. That way we avoid the Death Knight. So either nothing happens and we get to the stream and we cross and we're good, or, I don't know, maybe this place is magic.
Magic in a D&D campaign, unheard of.
I still believe that we somehow have maybe gone back in time.
Okay, but what does that do for us right now? Like, is that going to change your opinion on what we're doing right now?
No, I think we need to get by him. I just don't know.
All right, Ranger Steve, you have an itch to go and see things for yourself. You've gotten the secondhand word from both Billy and Tug, but you feel if you lay your eyes on this yourself, you may be able to discern something that they may have missed, something minor, something that would at least help you to decide your approach in the situation. I'm not saying you go forth to the next and you look, but I'm saying you at least have, the urge to do so. It's up to you if you want to act on that urge or not.
Yeah, I guess I'll go up to where they were safe. So
Sure.
Yep. And just do perception.
Yeah, so you sort of peek around the side of the tombstone that says died quietly, and you notice a faint campfire glow on the far side of the stream, and that also makes you think, and you realize that if you had crossed this bridge once before and you were coming across it, the tower and the hut should be on the side of the stream that you are, because if you had passed it once before, meaning you had already crossed the bridge, if you were coming back to it now, then you would still be on the side of the tower and the hut. So this definitely appears to be the mirror image of the location that you have been previously. So not only are the structures different, but by all means, based on, if you've passed through this area before, the tower and the hut should be on the same side as the stream as you are now. And they are not. They're across the bridge. They're in full sort of, I guess the word escapes me. They're just complete structures. So maybe that helps, maybe that doesn't. But you have yet one more piece of information.
Yeah. So I'm sure, like Billy and I think Tug saw, definitely approaching it the same way we did last time. We're not going back across it as if we got turned around or anything. It's as if we're passing over the bridge like we did before. So, I don't know. Looks a little spooky. I'm good with going around it. He doesn't look that active, but
Okay, so this is more of a alternate reality of the same like path line, but with different events that have occurred.
yeah, it's interesting because the buildings are reconstructed, so that would make us think it's in the past. But the Death Knight is like decrepit and covered in shit, like he's been there a long time, as if he's been advanced into the future. So, over my head.
Well, I'm ready to go. We're not gonna figure anything else out here, right?
Yeah, so we going through the forest or?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go on the side of the forest opposite of the side of the road that the Death Knight is on.
All right.
Cool.
So you guys are going to proceed on the right side, I believe, because you don't want to be seen by the Death Knight. So you're going to hug the forest. How deep are you going to go in the forest? Or you're going to lose sight of the trail. You can't really see how wide the clearing goes out from where you're at now. So you don't know how, to approach completely, but you can at least follow the tree line. The only break is going to be the river itself or the stream. You can see beyond the tower and the faint sort of campfire glow that there are trees on the other side and a continuation of the trail. So I just need to know how you're gonna go about it here. How deep into the forest you're going to sort of delve here to ensure that you're safe.
I'm thinking like 6 gnomes.
6 gnomes, okay.
I'm thinking about like 50 gnomes, probably, maybe 100.
50 to 100 would definitely put you out of sight of the trail.
Would I still be inside of Tug?
That would be hard to say. You could probably see him occasionally, but with your height and with him trying to sneak, there's a pretty good chance you would lose sight of him, crossing bushes or trees at some point.
What about like 30 gnomes?
30, I would say you're in sight of the path. You're not going to lose anything there. So Billy's going to go in about 30 gnomes deep. Tug's going to go in about 6 gnomes deep. Tyrell, Ranger Steve, Do you have any preference here? Any way you're gonna proceed?
Yeah, no, I'll follow Billy. 30.
Yeah, I think 30 is fine.
Okay.
What? Okay.
You're fucking like 7 feet off the road, like, and you're blue. What do you think you're gonna try and avoid?
Wait,
I have-
7 feet.
Look at these titties. Look at them.
He kind of jostles his titties as he.
Yeah, I think that's more easy for you to stay further away. Um,
You said 6 gnomes, like, so 12 feet.
yeah,
So you guys are trying to persuade Tug here.
I mean, I could try to persuade you guys if we really wanted to play this game.
I'm just gonna start walking 30 feet away. 30 knots away.
Ranger Steve has had enough, and he just walks straight into the forest. He doesn't even turn around.
I'm gonna up it to 15 gnomes.
Okay. I would assume everybody in the group is willing to be satisfied with 15.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Well, I was satisfied with 6. I didn't really care anymore.
as long as it wasn't 6 is what I'm gathering. That's fine. So, yes. You guys proceed along the tree line. You can see the Death Knight sort of through the trees. As you guys get about halfway here between where you were and the stream, I'm going to need you guys to, well, I guess Ranger Steve is going to be right back. Go ahead and roll for your stealth check when Ranger Steve gets back. I'll type that into the chat so he can do that as well. And we'll see if you guys disturb the Death Knight. I myself is going to put up my glass real quick. I'll be right back.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Six. Or what are the modifiers? What are the modifiers and stealth?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Oh, thank God. Had to reset the app.
yeah, it's the second time I've gotten disconnected.
It's probably just their servers.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any modifiers for stealth?
Not that I.
Hello. Oh.
Christian might be disconnected. Discord may be. So, Cameron, your modifiers for stealth. So, if you're proficient.
Proficient in dexterity.
It's a dexterity check. So, I imagine if you're proficient in dexterity, you may get to add your proficiency to that. Is what I would assume. Like, you add your stealth bonus plus your proficiency if you're proficient in dexterity.
Would you not just add your dexterity modifier?
If your dexterity modifier takes into account
What are we talking
that
about?
already. Nope, now we can hear you, Christian.
Yeah, I stepped away for a second.
Like, do you get to add anything to your roll? Because isn't stealth a dexterity?
So your stealth check is a dexterity check, yes. So, I mean,
Did you ask for Billy to roll as well?
I asked for everybody to roll stealth, yes.
I got a natural 1. Did I just fart really loud?
Is
The
Ranger,
worst time to get.
is Ranger Steve back yet?
Yeah. So
So you don't get to add
I'm proficient in dexterity, so I add my 3 to that.
Yes. Yes. So
And this is where I run into the skills problem. So one of the 3 skills I chose was stealth, but we didn't really land on what that does to anything.
that is your proficiency. You are proficient in stealth, so you get a +3 2 stealth. And then your skills, wherever you decided to put them in those blank spaces, those, +1, +2, whatever that you decide to add, those go on top of it. So if you have the bubble filled in, that means you get your proficiency bonus. And then on top of that, any of those blank spaces to the right of the bubble that you've decided to fill out personally, that you're not necessarily proficient in, but have decided to put your skill sort of points into, you can. Oh wow, Tyrell, pick of the nat 20.
Okay.
Wow,
Oh, man.
we're all over the place here, huh?
I got a 1. That was so bad.
I'm confused.
Just add your dexterity to it.
That's what I. Yeah.
Just do it.
So why does Billy get it a nat 1? Wouldn't he still get to add his wisdom?
Critical failure is still a critical failure.
Dude. Critical fail is a critical fail.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you roll a 1 or 20, you can just say critical fail, critical success.
It doesn't matter on damage rolls, but on like
Skill checks,
those
it's horrible.
skill checks and whatever. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna fart real loud or something. I don't know.
So Billy got a 1, Tyrell got a 20, Ranger Steve, Tug, what did you guys get?
Got a 9.
16.
9 and 16. Man, you guys had a pretty even spread there. So, Ranger Steve, you had advantageously situated yourself to, remove any danger whatsoever from your path. If any of your teammates were going to make a sound or a noise or a mistake that would alert anyone to their presence, you would be out of the sightline of that foe. And you would also be in the perfect distance to react, if they were to attack or approach. So you, knowing your crew and knowing Billy and Tug and Tyrell, all equally potential dangers for stealth checks, sort of placed yourself in a position to nullify the effects of one of them. Fortunately, you were next to Tyrell and Billy. Billy so happens to release a really big fart. Just super low
Those crow eggs.
and long. And it's one of those things where it runs for a good, what feels like 30 seconds. And everyone is just slowly sort of listening and turning their heads to Billy. Like Billy is invisible, but just based on the sound of this and how long it is, it gives everyone enough time to immediately know exactly where Billy is. And this is an unnatural fart. I mean, it even a woodland creature, this is unheard of. Like, a Sasquatch or something wouldn't have a fart of this caliber. But for whatever, yes, barking spiders. For whatever reason, you have had this gas, Billy. The other two are relatively safe as well. You notice that the Death Knight does not move. So after staring at Billy for his extremely long fart, you all sort of creak your neck over to see if the Death Knight has seen or heard anything, and he still is sitting there very stoically. You notice that some of the will-o-wisps have started to gather closer to you. So I'd say about three of them.
I want to really quietly just say, "Excuse me."
Does anyone excuse him?
I'm going to continue on.
Okay, Tug. Now, because of the fart,
because of the fart,
there is a pink pulsating will-o-wisp directly in front of you. If you proceed forward, you're going to have to do, I guess you're going to have to work your way around this. You can't simply, you can try and pass through. You can go on the right or left. Left will obviously expose you closer to the clearing. Right will bring you closer to your companions. But you guys can see now in the forest there are 2 will-o-wisps sort of obstructing your immediate path ahead of you.
Do they seem attracted to the smell or the sound?
It seems to be, from what you know of the will-o-wisps, less about the sound of the fart and more about the despair that it brought your group. So these sort of are hovering. You know, they're absorbing this despair in the area, but they haven't drawn closer just yet. The Death Knight
How close?
is so the one in front of you, Tug, is probably about 15 gnomes away. The other will-o-wisp to the larger group, the group of 3, is about 30 gnomes away.
Okay.
Both of which, like I said, are obstructing you guys' path through the forest ahead of you.
But I mean, it's still 15 gnomes away. I mean, it's
Yeah, it's not right on top of you, but you can feel something kind of feeding off of your emotions, so to speak. Your immediate fear and despair that you would be discovered by the Death Knight is something that seems to be consuming it, and it appears to be the will-o'-the-wisp.
Could I pull out my bag of holding?
Sure. So you kind of do you want to like unstrap it from your, like messenger bag, or do you want to just have it strapped on you still and
No, I
sort of
want
hold it open?
I want to hold it open, almost kind of like a net.
Okay.
Can I approach the will-o'-wisp?
It's a little hard to hold it open with your claw. I mean, you've become accustomed to your claw and your human hand, so you're able to hold it open. But if you're gonna try and snag the will-o'-wisp with your bag of holding, I'll need another stealth check from you to see if you can get closer without alerting it to your presence.
Greatest.
I heard greatest, but I feel like it was not the greatest.
5.
Okay. So I understand your intention is to try and capture the will-o'-wisp,
Well,
right?
At the moment, it was just to get closer to it.
So as you step closer, you are filled with this momentary hope that you've got the drop on this thing, that it's feeding off of your previous sort of disdain for the situation, and as you step forward, you have that moment of excitement, and you notice that it pushes the will-o'-wisp away just from the sheer internal joy of the prospect of catching one of these things. That has dispelled the air of any negative emotions that you had, and the will-o'-wisp is drawn farther away. It kind of goes up to the next tombstone in the clearing.
So is my path clear?
Your path is clear until you start to, like, if you continue along your 14 gnome deep path, you'll run into the other will-o'-wisp. But it's.
I mean, it looks to me like it's more of everyone else's problem, not mine.
So if you continue your distance across from the clearing, you will run directly into it because it is about that distance. But how deep they are in the forest now, if they were to continue straight and like cut the distance to meet you at that spot, they're gonna run into it as well. So they would have to continue around at their 30 gnome distance in order to avoid it. So you would either have to join them and continue at their 30 gnome distance, or you would have to get closer to the clearing side where the trees were to avoid it. Or you could simply try to push through it again, but
I mean, I wouldn't mind trying to catch this one either.
So the rest of the group has seen you try and fail to catch the other one. I don't know if you guys have any response. Tug, if you want to approach the other will-o-wisp, you can.
I'm kind of thinking he should turn his hat backwards if he's trying to catch something. That's what I would do.
Shit, I was wearing something like a hat. What?
Yeah, you are wearing a hat on top of your lobster
what
head.
was it that you were wearing on top of your head?
I don't remember.
Just a magic hat.
You're wearing a tiara on top of your helmet.
A black tiara.
Well, why'd you help
Did you
him?
write?
I, for some reason, don't have that written down on anything. What? Where did I get that? Why?
Spider with the
You need to write down when you say "I claim everything."
You even tore some of your mat or of your flag to attach it to your head because Christian told you couldn't put it on your head. You even tore something like a chin strap. You look utterly ridiculous.
I know. No, I remember all of that now, but I can't. I don't. For some reason, I have everything written down, but I don't have that.
Can the despair come back that he doesn't realize that?
Yes, the will-o-wisp draws closer to Tug.
No, what do I have on my head? Damn it! What am I wearing?
That is not my job to tell you. That was your job to remember.
Yeah, so I'm gonna move around. So now that it's focusing on Tug, I'm gonna.
Yeah. Now that he has all this
Sure.
despair over fashion, you should never have despair of fashion because you should be fashionable at all times.
Fucking ridiculous! You guys are all worthless. You are all worthless.
Just hear me out here, Josh. So they can't necessarily approach you and tell you unless their characters were to do that, like right now. So I mean, they couldn't I guess they could shout through the forest to tell you like don't forget you have, but they're just looking at you
Well, then,
as you sort of pat your head.
My argument could be they have no idea that I just realized that I had something on my head and didn't know it because they're
that reaction is
right.
the same for all people. You check if something's on your head and you're like, oh, where is it?
Chance of opportunity to take off running. Because
No, all we see is we want to avoid the will-o-wisp. It starts taking off after you dispelled the first one, sort of. So we're just gonna move around it.
That is all they're merely doing is reacting to the will-o-wisp moving closer to you. They don't know your situation. They don't know what's going through your head. You know, they can only see the will-o-wisp moving slightly closer to you.
I can imagine if my fashion was off, I would be in despair.
And I'm gonna still try to catch it. I mean,
you said they move slowly?
What?
You said they move what?
What? If the will-o-wisp is just gonna happily come towards me, I'm going to continue to try to catch it.
Sure. So, I mean, it's about the same distance. It's about 15 gnomes away, like the last one was. It's, like I've described before, feeding off of your despair, maybe the thought that you have early onset Alzheimer's or something. But, yes, it is approaching closer, so how would you like to proceed? It is 15 gnomes away from you. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna open up my bag of holding.
You prep the bag of holding once more, this time with a little bit more focus on your target.
And I'm going to take a step forward.
All right. You take one step forward, unhindered, avoiding any sort of noise or anything. The will-o-wisp still floats and pulsates in front of you, blinking in and out of its colorful glow.
I'm going to take another one.
Again, you take another step. You are, now 13 gnomes away from the will-o-wisp.
Oh, I'm getting excited now. I'm going to take another one.
All right, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Please don't fart really loud.
I got a 1.
Oh. All right.
What were we eating?
Squirrel.
So this time, Tug.
Oh, we did eat the squirrel. Tug and I had some squirrel.
You guys did have some squirrel. So this time, Tug, as you step forward to try and steal or grab the will-o-wisp with your bag of holding, you are holding it open, and you happen to stumble something sort of throws you off balance, whether it be you see a stick and you try and overcorrect and suddenly you're thrown onto the ground. Well, you hit the ground, the will-o-wisp darts away, sort of back into the path of your companions, but the worst is not the will-o-wisp moving away. It is that when you fell, your ever-smoking bottle was thrown from your bag of holding and hit the ground, and it didn't make a good sound. You can see that it's still intact. It didn't shatter, but you know that it hit the ground rather hard. You can go and try and retrieve it if you would like.
I mean, yeah, I guess I'm gonna try to pick it up.
You kind of prone army crawl up to where the ever-smoking bottle has come out of your bag of holding, and you pick it up and you turn it over and you see a hairline fracture in the glass of the ever-smoking bottle. It is still intact, and it is not leaking any smoke, but you can see that it's taken damage.
Okay, well, as of right now, I'm just gonna carefully put that back into the bag of holding, and I want to continue out. I want to get across to the water.
Okay. So if you continue along your path, you'll run into the will-o-wisp that's moved away from you, and it's kind of moved into the path of the other group. So you can see them ahead of you. You can catch up to them to join them, or you can keep your distance and kind of be on the left side of the will-o-wisp if you'd like.
I mean, I'll go meet up with them.
All right.
I'm fine with that.
So you kind of dart through the forest and catch up with the rest of the group, and you guys want to exchange any words or anything before you continue? Or are you just going to remain radio silence here?
What's on top of my head?
A ridiculous-looking lobster face.
Above that.
Oh, you're talking about your black tiara.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, let's go.
Tell me what's on my.
Dog, we will tell you later.
It's not important right now. It's been there for years. Let's go.
So, Tug, you gather there's some sort of black tiara tied to your head, but that seems to be about all anybody's willing to speak. You can tell everybody's kind of on nerves still. You can see the Death Knight still off in the distance, immovable, despite everything that's happened. Nothing has disturbed him quite yet. You guys have either been at a far enough distance, or he's been distracted, or a slumber, but you don't want to waste any more time thinking about it, and you are going to continue. So you guys are about 15 feet away from the will-o-wisp in front of you. You can either go around deeper into the forest, which you know would take you out of sight of the clearing and the path, or you can go to the left of it and get a little bit closer to the stream and the clearing. How do you guys want to proceed here as a group?
I'd like to think about if I were to die from the Death Knight, that I would be joined with Helm for eternity.
It is a bit of a calming thought. Brings you a little bit of...
Can we see the stream from where we're at?
You can, yes. So the stream is running in front of you.
Well, I
Despite...
thought that would be super meta. Like, could you see the video stream?
No. The stream is in the water, the flowing current of liquid. Yes, it is, and you can tell as you're getting closer to the stream, it has a very cooling sort of feel to it. It is spring-fed. There's a bit of a fog, not a heavy fog, but a light one, just sort of hovering.
Do the trees look close enough together that you could walk branch to branch along the top? Across the stream?
You could, but you get the sense that if you were to walk across the branches, they would probably create enough rustling, more so than, or just as much noise as it would take to cross the stream.
Gotcha. Are there any cliff sides for this stream or
You
rocks?
haven't approached quite yet, but you can tell there's not necessarily any cliffs or anything. The stream, I would say, is probably about as wide as the trail you guys have been walking on, about 12 gnomes wide. So it would take quite a leap to get across it. But yeah, I mean, it's not very deep. To you, Billy, it may be a little deep, but to everyone else, at best, it would be about waist high.
Okay.
I want to go further into the forest, but just to get around the will-o-wisp, but keep the stream in sight.
Okay, you can keep the stream in sight, but you won't be able to keep the clearing in sight if you go deeper into the forest.
I just want to keep the stream in sight. I can walk up the stream bed as long
That's
as I'm
fine.
around the will-o-wisp.
How far around do you want to go?
Enough that I don't know, 15 gnomes around it.
I'll follow the ranger. He knows the forest.
And if it starts to follow me, then I'll jump back to the group and we can decide what we do next.
Everybody following Ranger Steve then? Tyrell, Tug, I'm talking about
Yeah.
you. Okay. Tyrell, Tug, sorry, Tyrell's already following, Tug's following. All right, you guys follow. You guys make it alongside the will-o-wisp. It doesn't seem to pay you any attention, but I need all 4 of you to make a stealth check.
Well, better than last time. I got a 9.
Definitely better than a 1. Not great.
Yes, not great, but better than a 1.
15.
Tug, Tyrell?
It's like a 10.
Like a 10 or a 10?
I mean, it looks like a 10.
It's like a 10, but it's a 9.
It's a 9, but I have a +1.
Okay. I just makes a difference is all.
Well,
I have a +5 to my stealth. I rolled a 4.
like a critical failure, but
with another 0.
Tug, what'd you get?
10.
10. So a 10, a kind of a 10, a 9, and what did you get, Ranger Steve? A 16 or something?
15.
15. Okay. So Ranger Steve, leading the group, obviously has done his best to avoid any sticks and branches, and being a ranger, he's pretty good at being stealthy through the forest. He maintains that. Unfortunately, behind you, sort of in descending order here, Billy happens to step on a twig. Tyrell manages to avoid it, but is in close proximity to Billy, making the noise. And Tug is also about as quiet as Tyrell. So Billy has once again made a noise. You see some will-o-wisps move a little bit closer. There's now a will-o-wisp in the stream. You see one move not quite into the tree line, and the will-o-wisp is closest now to you, Billy. So it has
Can I
not.
pull my out
Can you
again?
the bag out?
I'm gonna pull my bag out immediately.
Sure. So you have your bag ready. So the will-o-wisp hasn't done anything just yet. But if you'd like to make an action, make a move on the will-o-wisp, you're more than welcome to do that.
No, I just have it. I'm just contemplating.
All right. So the will-o-wisp sort of hangs above you, and Billy, you can feel this sort of dread being sucked from you. Just the idea of endangering your own life and the life of your companions has drawn it nearer. And it is
no.
right above you.
I stepped on the stick after farting. They're gonna hate me.
Yes, you can decide the own contents of your despair, because I feel like people hating you because of something you did is something you would be in despair about, not necessarily putting others into despair. So, but how would you guys like to proceed? If you move, so right now you're all kind of extremely still, right? So none of you are moving. You're all just sort of looking at this thing hovering above Billy. You feel like, it's kind of a Jurassic Park T-Rex moment. Like the moment you move, you might find yourself in some trouble. But as of right now, you guys are completely still, trying to see if this is going to float away, if it's going to stick around.
I think I'm going to sidestep Tyrell, and I'm going to walk past Billy and get. Nope, other way.
Oh, you are
Hey.
watching the stream. I thought you said you couldn't watch this.
I can now. My data reset.
Oh, cool.
Yep. I'm just going to continue on. Right on.
Okay, I need you to make a stealth check then, if you're gonna sneak past everybody.
I wasn't trying to sneak past any of them. I just wanted to get away from.
I wasn't trying to sneak past them. I was trying to sneak past the. Oh, you were trying to sneak then. So go ahead and give me a stealth check.
20. At 20.
All right, you are perfectly mimicking, like you do sort of like a Kronk from Emperor's New Groove kind of moves, right? So like you're matching the exact shadows of things and the people as you go across them, and even if they were to notice you, you just sort of remain immovably still and hold that one note. Yeah. But as they just look at you like, that guy's crazy. Yes. But you make it in front and nobody says a word. What would the rest of you like to do? So Tug is now leading the group. And Tug, you are right at the cusp of the stream. I know the stream doesn't, or I can extend it out though.
How deep did you was?
How what?
How deep did you say the stream was?
At best, waist deep.
I want to get in it.
That's fine. Let me
Call upon the Kuatoa.
And I'm gonna reach out to Hewitt.
Right now.
Yeah, I found some more water. I'm sitting.
That's what you tell Hewitt. I found some more water.
So are you like completely submerged or just dipped your head in?
Like an ostrich, or is he waist deep?
So you're gonna have to put your head in if you're gonna talk to Hewitt.
I just simply bend over, like just at the
Like an ostrich.
at the waist, like
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah. So the rest of the group petrified with fear, and hanging in suspense. Not fear, but petrified in suspense. With what's going to happen with the will-o-wisp hovering above Billy. You sort of
I
hear
just thought
this...
of a nefarious thought.
No, hey, no, I'm joking. I'm not going to do that right at this exact moment.
Oh,
but
okay.
I do want to try to get across the river.
Yeah, so you wade into the water. You notice, Tug, that this is very refreshing water. It is like I described earlier, very clearly spring water, very pure water. It is cool. It feels very soothing. You sort of get the whiff of that O2. It smells nice, very calming, like the slight trickle of it running down the stream and the fog lifting off of the cooling river as opposed to the sort of humid forest. You get a really refreshing, you feel invigorated as you cross it. You even feel tempted to take some or drink, but you refrain for now.
Do I? Because I was just about to say, can I pour out my 2 kegs of goblin piss water and fill it full of stream water?
I mean, if you want to try and do that stealthily, you're more than welcome to.
When did you get goblin piss?
It's goblin piss water. It's the 2 kegs of beer I've been carrying around.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I had assumed that you left that on the...
How are you carrying around 2 kegs?
I had assumed you had left that on the barge in the cellar where it was cold, because that was, I think, before you had your bag of holding.
Yeah, it was. I can do that. I just had it in my inventory list.
I was picturing you carrying around 2 giant kegs, just one in each arm.
It would have made more sense to leave that on the boat. So I'm okay with that.
All right. What do the rest of you want to do? So Ranger Steve, you feel like you could get away if you wanted to. Tyrell, you'd have to stealth past Billy. Unfortunately, he's in front of you. But the will-o-wisp doesn't appear to be alerted to anyone else's presence other than Billy's.
I'm going to try to do like the airplane shuffle around past this thing, like with the crotch facing, like you don't have much room, but you're trying to just get through.
Okay.
So that's kind of how I'm going to react.
I gotcha. So you're gonna try and airplane shuffle with your butt to Ranger Steve and your crotch to the Will-O-Wisp, or you're gonna try
Yeah.
and gotcha. Yeah. I understand. So I need you to make a stealth check for me then.
Okay. I would say it can't get any worse, but I've done very bad so far with my checks today. Oh, I got a total of a 10 this time.
All right. So
One better than last time.
as you airplane shuffle through, you manage to make it onto the other side of Ranger Steve, to no ill effect of the Will-O-Wisp.
Okay, yeah, I just want to go to the river and just wait to see, make sure Tyrell gets to the river at least.
Sure thing. So you guys are both at the river's edge. Tyrell, you've noticed that both of them have snuck away from the Will-O-Wisp to no effect, no movement from the Will-O-Wisp. So you being a pretty emo person, you're doing your best to suppress these emotions, but how do you want to proceed here?
I'll be honest, I'm having a hard time following. I'm assuming I heard emo that me.
Yes, you're the last one behind the Will-O-Wisp here, so we're waiting to see what you want to do. You've seen
I
every one
don't.
of your companions sneak past it.
Yeah, I don't see. I honestly don't really see what the whole point is. I think I'm fine. Like nothing around this seems anything irregular to anything I've experienced or felt before. So I think I can just walk right on by.
All right, so you're just gonna normally walk, no.
Yeah, I think it'll be easy.
All right, you walk right past. But as you cross the threshold of the Will-O-Wisp, it reaches out and it sort of moves towards you, and you can see this electroshock kind of ecstatic energy flow through it, and you kind of move your head out of the way as it darts in front of you and pulsates, and you can hear sort of the crackle of the electricity and the burn of the ozone, and it does miss you, but you got a sense just then that it tried to attack you.
What the?
Missed. Would you like to continue without sneaking, or?
Is anyone else getting like a static sound from Josh?
Yeah, it's like he's got a fan on or something. But what do you want to do, Tyrell? So you tried to confidently strut past this thing, and it almost shocked you.
How do these things see? Like, do they actually have line of sight, or do I have any idea?
You're not really sure. They seem to be drawn to you guys based on sound you would initially perceive, but you're not entirely sure. Leonidas was the expert on these Will-O-Wisps, but you're having a hard time remembering what exactly she told you about him.
Okay, well, if I'm still up, then I will attempt to sneak.
All right, give me a stealth check.
It's not good. 4.
All right. As you approach Ranger Steve and Billy, you notice the Will-O-Wisp draws nearer to you from over your right shoulder, and the Will-O-Wisp in the river moves also close. So now you guys are surrounded by two. The other Will-O-Wisp that was on the cusp of the clearing is now moved into the forest as well. And you are now pretty well surrounded by these things. I need you guys to make survival checks, all four of you.
What is that?
Survival
You know, in
check is a
hindsight,
wisdom.
Cameron, we might have needed that stealth boost. We're pretty horrible tonight.
Yeah, maybe. I didn't know anything about these Will-O-Wisps either, so I think we were in too deep.
What kind of survival
Wisdom
check?
is the modifier for survival check.
Ooh, okay. I got 16.5.
How are you getting
And you-
that half point?
Because I get my bard trade lets me get half my proficiency, which is 3 to anything I'm not proficient in.
Gotcha.
Does it not round up or down? It's just
Well, I'm not going to assume that it rounded up, but a 16 and a half beats a 16. So it's skill check 16. I beat that. So I'll take it.
Ranger Steve's a 10.
Tug, Tyrell, what'd you guys get? Survival check.
I didn't hear what that is.
Wisdom.
Oh. Does this mean I'm gonna die?
I don't know what you got.
I got 18.
Tug?
I got 21.
Oh, look at you.
Really wisdomful.
All right. So, Tyrell, you
All this,
notice...
and we're going to end up hurting Ranger Steve.
Tyrell, you notice the one over your shoulder, and it passes through the top of your right shoulder, through your chest, and out about where your left elbow is. But it doesn't activate the sort of singeing electrical current that it did a second ago when it tried to attack you. But it completely phased through you. You didn't even feel it. If it wouldn't have been for its visual sort of pulse, you wouldn't have even known that anything had gone through you at all. The other one moves right through your chest, Billy. You sort of see it injure you, and you expect some sort of pain or something, but you don't even feel anything as it moves through you and in front of Tyrell's face.
Praise help.
So they are still very much around you, but you guys have managed to avoid any damage that may have been incurred. So you're going to have to try and stealth away from these things. They're still very much close to you. This isn't like an initiative thing necessarily. But how do you
Can I
guys
try to
wanna move
stealth
here?
into the river and swim?
You can if you'd like.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about flying over this thing, but my squirrel sash is, it's gotten pretty dirty from all those spiders. I definitely clean it off. So
Yeah, lots of purple blood or blue blood or whatever I said it was.
yeah, so I'm gonna try to swim across.
Sure. So
Stealth.
yes, give me a stealth check to see if you can disengage. without.
Oh, I got a 21.
All right, you make it into the stream. You sort of make it right up to Tug. You're having to tread water where he's just sort of standing about up to his waist, but the water is, again, refreshing, and you feel that it has like a cleaning sort of property to it.
Oh, good. I'm gonna kind of ruffle up my my squirrel thing, try to get all that blood off. So
Yeah, you do it submerged, so it muffles the sound well enough.
perfect.
Can I take this opportunity to just dunk Billy? Just a little playful dunk. Like,
It's gonna make so much noise.
Yeah, so you're going to push him into the water?
So I'm gonna
I'm not gonna push him.
I'm gonna stealth in behind him, down current from Billy as he's doing that.
Okay. Down
Off the
current
right.
is on the other side of... Or you're saying you want to be on the opposite side of Billy here.
I mean, I don't know which way is the current flowing.
The current is flowing to your right, Tug. So it is going this direction.
The current always flows towards the right claw. Everyone knows that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be on the other side of Tug.
Okay. You are on the other side of Tug.
That's the sound of me underwater. I'm getting dunked.
So as Tug, you dunk Billy underwater, there's a little bit of a frantic sort of splashing. The will-o-wisp that had been drawn in from the clearing is closer. Again, you kind of peer over at the Death Knight, but no movement from the Death Knight. You can see he almost has his back to you now. You hear some commotion over by the sort of firelight that you noticed earlier, but you're obstructed from the building. You can't really get a good sense of what's going on over there. You just... It's not as if someone's alerted to your presence, but... the noise was unnatural enough to startle someone, so. Tyrell, that just leaves you. You have 2 will-o-wisps in your presence right now. You can try and stealth out of the way or do something, but the others have already entered the stream. A successful stealth check would get you away from these will-o-wisps.
I didn't do so hot last time.
Last time you also just walked.
Yeah.
Which, kudos for confidently going for it.
I thought they would like me. Like, that one. And I still think they do, because they could have easily attacked me.
Yeah.
But they
They
decided.
tried.
What you want to do?
How far away is the stream that everybody's
15
jump?
gnomes away. They're all about waist deep, aside from Billy, who is treading water. Kind of submerged. We can say you've bobbed up at this point.
All right, I think that's my best option is just to try to sneak.
Sure. Give me a stealth check.
Not flashy. Okay, same. Well, not same. 17.
All right. You successfully make it. Where would you like to go in the river? So you could go to the right of Ranger Steve. There is a will-o-wisp to the left of Billy, but it's not right on top of him just yet. You can sort of come in from behind him or go left or right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow right in the line, right behind Ranger Steve.
All right. So you guys are all about halfway through the river now, extending out here, which is not shown on the map. But you guys can exit the river or continue in the river. It's totally up to you guys. You don't need a stealth check. You're all far enough away from the will-o-wisps at this point.
I'm gonna try to exit the river before I get myself dunked again.
All right. You sort of frantically paddle and make it up to the shoreline, coughing up a little bit of water you didn't suspect to drink.
I'm gonna try to, get my ears all cleaned out.
Yeah. You turn your hat upside down and very comedically, water runs out of it.
Those slippers are kind of big, so I gotta take them off and shake them out a little bit. I got.
You are a little soggy now. The brushy squirrel tail hangs kind of limp. Not quite.
Oh, it's gonna have to air dry.
Yeah,
that's for
sure.
sure.
The rest of you, what do you guys want to do? You're in this cooling, refreshing
Just walk
stream.
out of
Just
the-
walk out of there. Okay.
Yep, walk out of the river.
I'm
Tug-
waiting to see what
Tyrell,
everyone
same.
else does.
Okay.
I'm just gonna continue into the forest.
I'm gonna follow.
I would just like to sit down and immerse myself.
All right.
Gonna continue walking into the forest.
Sure.
I'm gonna follow Ranger Steve.
Yeah. So you guys walk deeper into the forest here, and Tug, you sort of submerge yourself in the water here. What you want to do while you're underwater?
I just want to take it in. It
Oh,
feels great.
No, it definitely seems to be like the cold cuts through you. You can feel it, and you can. It's almost like I said it earlier, invigorating. Like it's a cold dip, and it has brought a little spring to your step, so to speak. The fresh water is nice.
I want to turn to Ranger Steve and Billy and ask him if is this Tug, is he giving up? Is this where he dies?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh well, all right.
All right. Well, I'm feeling good now. So
Well, guys, we should at least bury the body. We should at least try to get his body out and bury it.
So as
I
you
don't
guys
think you just leave
as
it
you
in the
guys
river.
approach the stream to retrieve Tug's body, he sort of walks out of the stream, stands up, and approaches you guys.
Is his tiara still attached?
It is.
I would like to. The next thing I would like to do is untie what is around my chin and look at what is on my head.
All right, you sort of fumble with the knot that you've tied with your claw and human hand, but you manage to get it undone, and it sort of slips off your head and hits the ground, and you see that it is some sort of ebony bone tiara some sort of dark crown, some sort of, it
Lady, that's what I put on my head. How did I forget to write that down? Okay, I would like to put it back on my head.
all right.
It doesn't fit.
You put it on top of your helmet, and like before, it is not going to stay there on its own.
I took it back on.
All right.
I've already got.
The wet sort of cloth doesn't make it any easier this time around, but you still managed to secure it to the top of your helm. As
So
ridiculous as it may look.
It's called an ebony bone crown.
Yes, tiara.
Tiara?
Uh-huh.
I don't know how to spell that.
Give it your best shot.
H-A... It's okay to Google things for spelling, just not enemies information.
All right. So you guys have made your way past the will-o-wisps. The others in the clearing don't seem to be alerted to your presence. You can see, after crossing the threshold of the building, it has granted you a sight to the campfire that you have not noticed before. But you notice that there is a hooded figure standing at the campfire, and you can't tell if they're staring into the forest the opposite of you, or if they're facing you and staring directly at you. But the hooded figure is not moving.
Ranger, you like to wear a hood. Why don't you go up and introduce yourself?
Where did you say was that? Right in front of us, or off to the?
So
like
in
up
the clearing beyond the hut, there is a campfire on the side of the stream that you are currently on, like directly,
Gotcha. Okay.
like right over here.
Okay.
And there is a hooded figure that is standing, and based on the silhouette, you cannot tell if they're looking, at you or away from you.
Okay. Well, yeah, I just want to keep moving forward.
All right. You guys want to move following the tree line here, pretty much?
I'm going to follow the guy who should know how to navigate the forest better than me.
All right.
I'm interested in seeing who this guy is.
Well, I can understand that you're interested in seeing guys now that your breasts have developed, but we're kind of on a mission here.
Am I like sneak closer to the tree line and take a look at this guy?
You can if you'd like. So the rest of the group, you guys have made it, and you can see that the trees are getting thicker now, like extremely dense. It's obviously easier to go towards the clearing than it is to go forward. You'd have to start scaling some trees up into the rustling sort of brush.
Can I just walk up a tree?
Yep.
All right, I'll just walk straight up a tree.
All right. Your slippers do make sort of a squishy, wet sound as you use your spider walking slippers to go up. But you just sort of, for the first time, like you've done it a billion times, nonchalantly stroll right up the tree.
Do I see coconut anywhere?
You don't see coconut. You know that you've called coconut before.
No,
And
I
he
don't want to
didn't
call him right now.
arrive.
We're kind of still danger close.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to see if I spotted him. What do I see?
You see your companions. You see that the forest ahead of you, like in the direction you are going, only gets thicker as it goes on, like unnaturally thick.
Oh, unnaturally thick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Extremely
dense. The trees are so close to each other you would not be able to walk between them. It's kind of a weird sight. It's not, like I said, a natural formation.
Well, we do know that dragons sometimes will cause unnatural growth to an area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what about the other side, toward the trail and towards this old hooded feller over there? What color is his hood?
So you can't really see. The firelight is casting a pretty good, strong silhouette. You can see the hut. You don't have as great of a view from up in the tree as the people did down below of the hut or the tower or the campfire, but you can still see the faint glow of the fire. You can still see the pulsing lights of the will-o-wisps through the canopies of the trees. But yeah, the forest ahead of you seems very thick, very dense, very hard to get through, and it sort of comes to a point, leading up to the clearing, where the clearing and the trees and the clearing appear to be thinner, easier to traverse through. So.
Okay. I'm going to go back down and communicate that with Ranger Steve.
Sure thing.
Difficult terrain doesn't slow my group's travel in a forest.
Okay.
Magical.
So what do you guys want to do?
I thought I was sneaking towards the edge of the tree line to take a better look at this guy.
You can if you would like. So go ahead and give me a stealth check. You want to creep up right to the tree line? Like behind a tree, but Yes? Yeah. Okay. Give me a stealth check.
Plus 2. 20.
What is it? 20? All right. You sneak up, and from behind the tree you can kind of peek out, and at this distance you can at least discern that the figure is facing towards you. You can see just the glint of someone's eyes with the firelight. They don't seem to necessarily be a menacing presence, but they are an unknown entity. And you can see it is not a structure, and it's a living thing. You can see a slight breathing to it, like, rise and fall of its chest and shoulders as it breathes. But it does look humanoid in nature. It's not larger than you are. It's about your size.
Okay, but all these orbs are still will-o-wisps, aren't they?
Yes, but the will-o-wisps seem to be strangely pushed away from the fire and the figure itself.
Can I call to the figure?
Yeah.
That was a very unconfident yeah.
You can do whatever you want. Tell me what you're doing, I guess, is what
Well, I mean, that was a, like, why would you do that kind of yeah.
I think you're reading too much into what I was
Jesus,
saying.
just call to him.
I'm going to. You're not even here. Shut up. You had your opportunity.
If he's not here, how can you tell him to shut up?
You just remember in the back of your mind what Ranger Steve would be telling you.
All this is going on in your head.
You're like, he'd be saying, just fucking do it already.
Thoughts are bouncing around the inside of your helmet, all over that tiara.
I'm gonna step out, but not intimidatingly. I'm just gonna step out.
Oh, show me your boobies.
All right, you come out.
And can I call to the stranger?
What do you say?
Hello, stranger.
So the hooded figure sort of turns its head, as far as you can tell, sort of in a curious sort of look, like it wants to respond, and it acknowledges your voice. It almost seems like it's familiar to your voice, but you don't know. It doesn't call back. It's like it's listening for more.
It is I, Tug.
Well, boy, howdy.
Holy
Tug,
shit!
my friend.
I take off running.
You run through. You run past the will-o-wisp. They sort of try and dart towards you, but as soon as you enter the campfire, who are you embraced by but Tony?
I love
Tony!
that photo. That's hilarious.
Tony sort of throws back his hood and off his cloak, and he sort of, stumbles up to you as fast as he can with his 2 peg legs and his missing arm, and he embraces you with his one arm, and he says, "Tug, my friend, it is so good to see you.
How have you been?
I've been wonderful. I've never stopped being wonderful. How are you? What? I have been looking everywhere for you."
How did you end up here? Tell me your journey. Tell me
Oh,
what's
and I
happened.
have had such a journey, Tug. Such a journey. I met Tyrell's parents like you told me to, or like Billy told me to. I went and I found them. I found Tyrell's parents, and they gave me some very interesting instructions.
What? Well, what they? You can't just end your story there. Tell
I'm
me
not
what they
ending
said.
my story. I'm merely. Are the rest of your friends here? Or you? Did you split from the group?
I didn't split from the group, but they kind of always need me to check things out and make sure things are safe.
Boy,
And
how rude of me. I'm so I didn't even compliment your beautiful tiara. That it's so pretty.
oh my gosh, I just got it!
It is so, and that bonnet that you tied it together, it just is so fashionable. It is so you, Tug.
You don't know how much that means to me. I appreciate it so much.
Well,
So-
please sit down and have some food. There's these beautiful lights that float around me. They kind of keep their distance. I'm not entirely sure why, but yeah. And don't mind the scary fellow over there. I walked past him earlier. It appears to just be empty armor.
I mean, is it really though? I mean, did you check it out?
Well, I gave
hardcore?
it the old knock knock on the noggin, and it didn't move. So I'd say it's he's probably unfortunately moved on from this world.
I mean, let's walk. You want to go with me? I wouldn't mind checking them out.
Well, yeah, of course. You know what they say about curiosity.
Only way to find things out.
Exactly. That's a new one for me, but yep. Let's go check it out. So you guys proceed over to the Death Knight. You notice that the will-o-wisps sort of keep their distance from you and Tony as you approach. They all sort of move out of the way of you, in fact. And you guys approach the Death Knight, and upon closer inspection, you get up to the Death Knight, and you notice now that before, the Death Knight emanated this green sort of ethereal glow from the inside, but this does not appear to be glowing in any sense. It is merely a figure, knight's armor overgrown with all these weeds and fungi.
I'd like to do two things.
Sure thing.
One, I'd like to read what's on the back of the
Sure.
shield.
So on the back of the Death Knight's shield is, in fact, the Death Knight's song. So the lyrics to the Death Knight's song. So I will copy that into Discord for you guys.
And I guess actually, there's multiple things I want to do since I have this opportunity.
Sure thing. So you pull that paper off, and you notice that it is word for word what you guys had jotted down previously, but now you actually hold the physical Death Knight song. Before you had the words, now you have what appears to be his own writing.
Can I inspect this? Tombstone? Is there anything special about this particular tombstone? Like, why did he choose here to wait and rest?
So the best you can gather is he merely is sitting where he is because it is at the foot of the bridge. So he is guarding the bridge in a sense. The grave near his feet merely appears to be the most fresh grave that he's dug. You can tell that he's kind of running out of space here to dig graves. So it's getting a little bit close with how many he's had to kill and how many he's had to bury. But where it was fresh last time, and while this does look like it was the most recent gravestone, it doesn't have moss or it's not overgrown with anything, it is kind of clear. It also does look like it's at least been here as long as he has been dead.
Okay. Then, I mean, can I take the armor? Am I capable of
You could try and pull it off if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I want to carefully see what I can.
What do
if
you
I
want to
can take.
go for first?
For the shield and the sword, or what does he have a weapon that is a shovel? Is it a shovel weapon?
So he has a shovel in his sort of lap, and he's got a sword on his hip.
Yeah, I want the shovel, the sword, and the shield to begin with, if I can.
Okay. So you go to grab the shovel first, and as you go to pull on it, you can see that it's been rooted into sort of the ground. Like this fungus and this tree and this overgrowth has grown up and essentially cemented him to this footstone. If you were going to get this axe, or sorry, not axe, the shovel from him, you'd have to like hack away at the armor and the tree that has overgrown onto the wooden handle. Like you can see that it's intertwined itself up the wooden handle, but you do notice that anything that's steel or non-natural has while been enveloped by this sort of natural growth, has at least maintained separation. You get the idea that the wooden handle has now become part of him, but the armor and the sword, things like that, have remained separate. So the shield, the wooden sort of shield, is obviously attached to the part. Like you would have to hack it off and file it down if you were gonna use it or something. But the armor and the sword, while they do look old and ancient, they have remained separate while still entangled by this stuff.
Okay, so I can take the armor with no problem.
You can try to. You're gonna have to, like I said, hack at it, and it's gonna take some time. Tony,
Well,
from behind you. Well, yeah, like I said, it's separate, but it's still been overgrown. So like
Okay.
the wooden handle, nature has sort of regrown into the handle and become one with these parts that are coming out of the armor. While the armor is still separate and not grown into like an amalgamation of it, it is still, intertwined with this. Like you'd have to cut away portions like at joints and hands and things in order to take this armor. And you can see, while it is armor, it's too large for you. Like the Death Knight is not quite 2 times as tall as you, but he's a big,
Yes. Can I cast Mage Hand and have the Mage Hand working at freeing this stuff while I talk to Tony?
Sure. Yeah.
Mage Hand can only do like 10 pounds, right?
Yeah. I mean, you could have him like file away at something or something, but he's not gonna like be able to pull Excalibur from the stone kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, if I just got to be like hacking away.
What do you want him to work on getting? I guess I need one sort of either article or item or.
I mean, damn it, I don't know. I want all of it.
You're gonna have to start somewhere, is what I'm saying, and from there.
Just put your bag of holding over his head and work your way down.
Do the rest of you feel inclined to reveal yourselves? Or are you guys gonna keep your distance for now?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay.
If I have any inclination that Tony's somewhere, I avoid that spot.
You saw Tug approach the figure, and he appeared to be excited, but yeah, from where you guys are at now, you cannot see them.
I guess I want to start with the. If I got to start with something, I want to start with like the sword.
Okay. So as you get the Mage Hand to work, what do you give the Mage Hand, or does the Mage Hand just try and chip away at this thing?
Logger axe.
Okay, sure. So while this thing is hacking away, you can talk to Tony.
Tony, by chance, you wouldn't happen to have like a mason jar on you, would you?
A mason jar? Well, I didn't really travel with a lot of valuables, so I can't say I have a mason jar.
That's okay. Just thought I'd ask.
What do you need one for?
I wanted to collect some of this water, but I don't have anything.
Oh, I wouldn't drink that water.
What do you know about the water?
Well, I watched a couple birds drink from it, and they went to sleep.
Did they ever wake up?
Well, no, they're right over there. And he sort of points, and there are two birds just what appear to be unconscious or dead at the side of the river.
So they're not breathing?
Well,
Can I inspect?
I hadn't thought to check yet. I thought they were just taking a little nap.
Well, let's walk over there and look and see if they're breathing.
You don't have to walk far to realize they are not breathing.
Okay. So, well, Tony, I sure do appreciate that warning there.
Well, no problem, of course. I wouldn't want my friends drinking anything mysterious.
Well, you know, we were talking about you meeting Tyrell's parents. What did they have to say?
Well, first off, they gave me this really nice drink. Would you like to try some?
I'd like to know about probably a little bit more of the drink before I just go drinking it.
Well, they called it the friendship drink. And you know me, I'm all about friendship.
Absolutely. Can't say no to that. But
And it tastes like friendship. It tastes like cinnamon and hugs.
Really?
Boy, howdy.
Well, what do you just carrying that around with you?
Well, yeah. I got a nice little tankard of it here.
Well,
Go ahead.
Nice.
Have yourself a sip.
Well, I didn't meet them, so I can't take their friendship drink. Me and you are already friends, so it just doesn't seem fair.
Well, I can't argue with that logic.
But how did you end up here in the forest? How did your journey bring you to here?
Well, I told him all about the quest that Billy had given me to find Tyrell and his parents, I guess, more specifically. And, well, you guys didn't give me much to go on. You know me, I've got a knack for finding things and people. Well, I sure did find them, and they gave me some information that I need to relay to them. They were very specific on just making sure I only told him. But good news is I found you, which means your friends probably aren't far behind, right? I mean, regardless, whether they're near or not, I did find you, which is what exactly I was hoping to do. I mean, like I said, I've got an uncanny ability to find people, and I found you guys. That's what they were hoping, I think, at least.
Well, that's great because not only am I happy to find you, but we need help finding a couple things of our own. And I know that adding you to our group sure would help do that.
Well, I would love to help. I've always wanted to be part of your group.
Oh, you've always been part of the group.
Aw, thank you. I always saw myself as kind of like a rogue faction, you know?
Yeah, but now you're part of the wolf pack.
Whoa, we are friends, aren't we?
Lifelong.
I love you, Tug.
I mean, yeah, I love you too.
Well, would you like to go sit down by the fire while your hand works that axe?
Yeah, I think that's a good way.
Take my arm. We'll skip right over.
Oh, I've never been one to turn down a good skipping.
You guys skip across the bridge and back to the campfire. Well, plop your keister down.
How long have you been out here?
Oh, it's hard to tell. Time doesn't really pass all the same out here, but, you know, I managed to find you guys, and that's all that matters.
You sure do get around well. Have you got some magical help now?
Just the determination and power of friendship.
That's all we've ever really needed, isn't it?
I agree wholeheartedly. So like I said, where's your friends? I've got an important message for Tyrell from his parents. Oh, friends, hello? Are we playing hide and seek? Do I need to find them? I love a good game.
I don't know. I don't.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Is it 20 questions? Are we playing 20 questions? Do I have to?
Oh yeah, we are.
Are they in a forest?
Yes.
Are they in this forest?
Yes.
Are they 4 in number?
I mean, no, not anymore.
Oh. Well, that's interesting. Are they... Let's see, how many of there were you? Are there 5 of them? Not including you.
No.
Did any of them die?
We don't know. I mean, I can only answer what you asked me.
This 20 questions is not becoming very fun. Are they okay?
Maybe. It's been a tough road. I'm not gonna lie to you, buddy.
Are you okay?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking. No one's cared to ask. I carry a lot of responsibility on my shoulders.
Is Ranger Steve still with you?
Yes.
Is Billy still with you?
Yes.
Does he still hate me?
Hate is a strong word.
Is Tyrell with you?
Appropriate.
Did someone say appropriate?
I don't know. Every once in a while, this forest just speaks out when completely out of turn. I mean, just it's amazing.
Oh, I know what you mean. I heard the most beautiful singing duo, and I happened to come across them in the wild, and I joined in, and we made such a beautiful song, such a beautiful musical group. It was a...
Oh.
What's that?
I mean, I would love to hear that song personally. I don't know who could not benefit from hearing this song.
Well, personally, it was kind of a one-off, and I don't know that I could do it justice by myself. The lady and the goat-looking fellow who sang it, they were top-notch. I think they provided most of the musical ability, unfortunately.
Where did you meet them at?
It was the most beautiful pond, crystal clear, a waterfall. Just nature and everything seems so beautiful all around it.
Yeah. And she let you look at her?
Well, she was a little indecent, and you know me, I'm an honorable fellow, so I didn't, look at her. I kept my back to her the whole time.
Wow. You are definitely an honorable person.
Well, looking at a naked woman out of wedlock is very shameful.
If
And I felt
only-
bad because I interrupted her bath.
Well, what else has your journey? We're supposed to be playing 20 questions. It's your turn.
How many questions have I asked so far?
I don't know. 10.
All right, so 10 more. 10 more.
10 more.
I'm trying to figure out where your friends are. Are they with the Emerald Dragon?
No. Have you met the Emerald Dragon?
I heard about him, but I haven't seen him yet.
Think you could find him?
Well, if I set my mind to it, I'm sure I could find anything.
Have you always been such a good finder?
Well, not always.
What happened that made you such a good finder?
I sold my soul to a demon.
Well, I remember you telling us that, but I didn't know that was one of the benefits.
It turns out there's a lot of side effects to bringing happiness to people through music.
What would be some of them side effects?
Well, If my journey is to bring happiness to my friends by finding something for them, I make it happen. It all ties back to happiness, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it would
What was
make
his-
my friends happy, I'll find it for them.
You know what I could really use right now? What would make me really happy?
What?
Some lodestones. You don't happen to know where to find them at, do you?
What a silly name. Lodestones? I've never heard of such a thing.
Oh. Well,
But
that's
back to
okay.
20 questions.
Huh.
Are your friends listening to our conversation right now?
Yes.
Oh, I'm getting close. Are they on this side of the river?
Yes.
Are they on the other side of the house?
Yeah.
Are they in those trees over there? And he sort of
Yeah.
points in the direction over here. Can they come out?
Yes, technically.
Will you go get them?
Well, I feel like I'm watching some PBS. Like, no, it's not. It's not Barney quality. Let's say that.
Tug, just come over to us.
Yeah, I
For the
mean,
love of God,
I
Jesus
can
Christ.
imagine that I can hear you people, but I don't go over there. No, real time.
He just sort of lets out this obnoxious laugh and claps his hands like.
Has Tug made it over to us?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Tug, is that Tony over there that I just heard laugh?
No, it's not.
It sure as fucking sounds like Tony.
It's not.
If it's Tony and we go over there, I'm going to fucking stab you. Is it Tony?
It's not
If
Tony.
you lied to me.
It's not Tony.
Okay, if it's Tony, I'm going to stab you.
You can try, but
I will, and I'm not going to stop, and we're just going to end it right here. If you're lying to me, just tell me the truth. Is that Tony?
I mean, it's not Tony. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. Sounds great.
All right. So is
I
everybody
kind of
gonna
don't
approach-
believe him, Billy.
You don't believe him? I don't believe him either. It sounds like some stabbing time's about to happen.
Do you need me to enhance your dagger?
Please do.
Oh, I can't tonight. Actually, I'm sorry. I don't have that.
All right. So is everybody approaching the campfire?
I want to stay in the tree line.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest, guys. If this is Tony over here and that sounds like Tony, let's just move along. Let's not stay here. I don't want to stay here with this guy.
Or
Yeah.
after stabbing.
What?
Before or after stabbing.
Oh, I'm pretty sure Tug's lying to me. So if I go over there and he lies, I got to stab him, or else I'm not a no.
Okay. Well,
But if I don't go over there, I can just move along and realize that Tug was just lying to me because he felt like getting stabbed.
yeah.
So we could just move along. I think we just go along this trail. I'm a beeline out of here. I'm just gonna go down the trail.
I'm gonna be kind of following Billy, but I'm also wondering, like, in the time that he was talking, do we get a long rest?
No. No.
Jared, we had a long rest last time. You haven't lost any
It
health.
may have seemed like an
Oh, I
eternity,
know.
but you didn't.
It was an eternity.
You guys could have come out at any point, but
No, I didn't know what was going on. Not too far away.
Ranger Steve, are you following them around the bend of the trail?
Yeah, no, I'm out. Yeah.
I mean,
Alright.
I'm gonna go to Tony.
All right. You go back to Tony. Tony can kind of see these three figures walk around the bend of the trail. He says, "Where are your friends going?"
Can we continue down the trail?
Yeah.
Tony, I'm not gonna lie to you, buddy. They're not your biggest fan.
Well, why?
I don't. One of them is kind of this crazy follower of Helm, and you sold your soul to a demon, so he's got some issues with that. The other one,
Helm is a demon.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie with. I mean, yeah,
Just like
I
you're a
agree.
demon.
Yes, I would agree, and I appreciate the fact that you can see that. It was the tiara that gave it away, wasn't it?
Well, I knew you were a demon a long time ago when we first met, even before the tiara. I mean, you just had that look in your eye.
You could see it.
Absolutely.
Well,
But I come all this way. Billy sent me on a quest, and I have important information for Tyrell from his parents. I mean,
I'm afraid you're gonna have to. I mean, I want you to come with us. I think you could be a useful part of our little company we got going
I
on.
hate to say it, but the convocation of Uncounted Eyes are not going to be happy with me if I don't deliver my message. You see, and he
Can we
kind
go
of
further down the trail?
you can, sure. He sort of pulls his hood back farther. And he says, "You see, they took one of my eyes," and he points at his eye where there is a red ruby emplaced in his head. He says, "They won't give me back my eye until I deliver this message." And you see, they're always watching, like they're watching us right now through this ruby.
Well, Tony, I'm on your side, buddy. I would be more than happy to try to help you complete your task.
Well, I sure hope they understand, but they seem to be kind of the notion that if I return without completing my task, that they'll take my other eye.
Yeah, we don't want that.
And then I won't be able to see my beautiful friends.
No, but I don't think you're. I think giving up a little too. We all we got to do is I guess we'll just have to go to them.
Well, I don't really have an address, but you could follow me, I guess.
Well, first we need to let's go take a look at what my good old mage hand has been up to.
Can we go further down the trail?
Sure. All right. You guys coming down the trail here, you have followed the trail, and you can see, obviously, on both sides that the forest has become extremely dense. Like it's almost a wall now, like a solid wall of trees. And even the spaces that are in between are filled with these like huge, gnarly looking thorns. But smack dab in the middle of the trail, what do you come across but an enormous tree? There's no clearing. It's not in the middle of a clearing. It's not like Deetwood. This is just a tree, overgrown, smack dab transplanted into the middle of this 12 gnome wide trail.
Are there any markings on it, like a sort of ladder or signs that tree people have been there?
Nope. It's a pretty huge tree trunk compared to the other trees in the forest. Like I said, it spans the entire 12 gnome wide trail. You'd have to kind of step and climb over its roots in order to go past. But yeah, it shoots up into the canopy, and you can't even really see the top of it.
Ranger Steve, do you know
what type of tree it is?
You can approach, sure. How do you approach, I guess, is...
I mean, just ready for action, but nothing drawn. Just trying to identify the tree.
Sure. So you go up to the tree, and as you approach from the top of the tree, you hear this sort of seductive sounding voice go, what do we have here? What a handsome fellow. you see a rather slender-looking figure sort of slink out from one of the tree branches and kind of slide to the trunk and sort of hug the tree and sort of shoot a glance at you. It looks like an elven sort of woman.
Nope, Ranger Steve was approaching.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I grabbed the wrong one. My bad. Looks like an elven woman with like auburn hair. And she sort of says, "What brings you here, sweetie?"
Kind of just going on the trail. We've got a couple different missions we need to find out some information. What's your name?
Oh, I'd like to know your name first.
My name is Tug.
You can call me Autumn.
That's
What
a
kind of
that's a-
information are you looking for?
well, we're trying to find the Emerald Dragon.
Oh, it's an awful dangerous task. What would compel you to seek out such a danger?
We're trying to save one of our friends.
Oh, and noble. You just keep getting better. Well, how about you and your compatriots come up here and rest your weary bones? I'm sure you've been on a long trail. To make it this
Well,
deep into the forest, you had to have come on quite a journey.
but we actually just woke up, so we actually had a nice long rest.
Ah, but when's the last time you've eaten anything?
Oh, right before we fell asleep. You see, we were attacked by by some uh, some squirrels. Had a bit of a vengeance against one of us, and it was pretty delicious.
Why would you harm such harmless creatures? Attacked by
You know,
squirrels? I've never heard of squirrels to attack anyone.
yeah. So these were like magical squirrels. I would never harm a creature. I love all creatures, all animals. These attacked us, so they were, full-fledged, massive beings, and it was more self-defense.
A big, strong fellow like you couldn't have overcome them and simply rendered them unconscious? Why did you have to resort to killing a beautiful creature? Despite it
Oh, they
being
were not.
cursed or not, these are living things.
I would,
Unless,
like I said, it was self-defense. They were trying to kill us. What would you do if I tried to kill you?
why would you? What you trying? What have I done? Uh, I I must
All
say,
Can I walk up?
hypothetical. All hypothetical. Let me introduce you to my friends back here. Um,
Oh, hello, I'm Billy. I'm one of the founding members of the Zoo Warriors Electric Boogaloo 2. This, of course, is, if my ears don't deceive me, this is Tug, and this is Tyrell.
I did not think they could get more handsome, but here I stand corrected.
Gee, thanks.
But that was really rude. You should not insult Ranger Steve like that. But yes, Tyrell is quite handsome. I have told him that
Damn it.
several times, but his fashion sense is not that great.
You read my mind. Tyrell is definitely the shine in my eye.
Well, anyways, yeah, we were talking about,
Yes, yes. Enough
self-defense.
from you. How? I want to hear Tyrell speak. I can't imagine the beautiful voice that would emanate from this lovely creature.
How are you?
Oh, and a charmer. I am wonderful. Thank you for asking.
Great. Um, what are you doing here? What do you know about this place?
Just lounging around. This is my tree, my humble abode. Say, you look rather famished. Would you care to come up for a bite?
Of
Well, whatever you'd like, of course. We have the most wonderful honey, tree sap liqueur, and of course a large mixture of nuts and fruits from the forest.
And they're all up in the top of the tree?
Well, yes, I would rather keep them away from any of the evil creatures of the forest.
What do you consider evil?
Oh, unnatural things, orcs, goblins, the like. Phase spiders. Not even from this dimension.
What was that last part?
Not from this dimension.
Oh, that's quite interesting. What dimension are you from?
Well, I am from the one you currently occupy. I was merely talking about the phase spiders. They blink between realities.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like I said, unnatural creatures. But please, I mean you no harm. If I must prove that these are edible things, I will eat them in front of you. I merely wanted to offer these handsome, strong travelers a moment of rest on their great journey to find such a terrible creature.
Does he have the leaf markings of what the last tree would have?
Like the tree itself, or are you saying? I guess.
Does this guy or does that tree have that kind of, the marking of the kids who would go missing?
So you don't notice the branches or whatever that you use to create a ladder to get up to the child or anything. You don't notice any human form like stuck in the tree or anything. It's just this female elvish figure.
Hmm.
When was the last time you there was a traveler passing by?
Oh, I don't really keep track of time, at least not like you do, but there was another handsome fellow that came along a while back, and we had our delights, and without getting too graphic, we went our separate ways.
What does that mean?
Well, he had his adventure to continue, and I had a child to care for.
The Joe Bang.
Such crude language.
No, so he comes from a different land. Where he comes from, that's the most sensual way you could talk to a woman.
What we did was make love, yes.
And then had the child?
Well, of course. How else do you get a child?
Wow.
Well, Tyrell's always wanted to be a dad.
Yeah, and maybe a stepdad. Yeah.
Well, no one should aspire to be a stepfather, but
Well, I can't have my own, so.
are you barren?
He doesn't have a penis.
There are other ways.
Oh.
So what say you? You join me in my tree? Do you have any other companions hiding deeper in the forest?
Yeah, we have some. They got lost along the way, but we're what's left.
Well, there's a rather annoying fellow down the trail. I've done my best to stay away from him, and while he may seem kind,
What was his name?
I must say I've purged it from my memory, but he was a ghastly sight. Missing arm, two missing legs, pegs for legs, and some sort of ruby
pegs
eye.
for legs. You say? Did he
Yes.
seem kind of scarred up in a cheerful tone?
Oh, very cheerful.
That
Quite
son
the
of a bitch
dichotomy.
lied to me. That was Tony. I knew it. I knew it. No, that guy sold his soul to a demon.
I knew there was something unnatural about him.
Yeah. No, he's bad. He's bad juju. Bad juju. Anyways,
Well,
we're
did
looking
you not
for
cross his path on the way here?
I ain't talking to him. Did you see a green dragon? An emerald dragon, sorry.
Occasionally there is an emerald dragon that has flown by, but
which way does he fly?
Well, farther north from where you're at now, beyond the trail, just past my tree from where you stand now.
Oh, perfect, thank you. And I'm going to try to pass by.
Yep, I'm just gonna walk around the tree. Yeah.
So she sort of slides down the tree and cuts you off and stands in front of your path a little bit here and says, well, what's the rush? Why go past? I mean, am I not being hospitable? You definitely want to take a rest and be well equipped for a fight with a emerald dragon.
Now, you would think that, but the problem is that we're not trying to fight the emerald dragon. We are trying to go and bargain with the emerald dragons. I wanted to actually deceive her with that she'll let us pass. You should let us pass to do that.
Ah, well, nothing would help you deceive an emerald dragon more than the drink of a treant.
Oh, you have the drink of a treant?
I may know where one is.
Well, then you should just give it to us, because we are the most upstanding of gentlemen.
Being the kind heart that I am, I can't give away such a special thing, something especially so special as the drink of a treant.
What if I told you we had a beautiful black tiara?
I don't usually go in for that sort of thing, but maybe if I saw it, I could give you a better idea.
You don't need to see it. I'd like to try to deceive it.
All right, go ahead and I guess that would be an deception check. Yeah, so charisma.
Alrighty, I will roll. I get for deception. I got a total of a 27.
Okay. I would say you deceived her.
I have a +9 to deception.
Let me check the charisma's +4. Yeah, you still beat it. All right. So you deceive her. You know, it makes it sound like it is something she would be interested in, and she would be willing to trade it to you. But you're gonna need the thing still. I'll accept your terms. This tiara has piqued my interest. I will barter this trade with you, but I need to see the goods, of course.
Oh, our friend is going to deliver it to you. He's down the path loitering. He's not the crazy guy that you saw, but he's down there and he's going to come this way and he will give it to you. He has a lobster head. He's just bodies blue.
Tyrell, my beautiful creature, would you go and get it for me? I need you to make a charisma check for me. Or wisdom check. Tyrell.
Four.
So when she asks you to go get this from Tug, you and every fiber of your being tells you that is something you should do.
Oh yeah. I'll be right back, guys.
Oh, my darling, my sweet, thank you so much. So Tyrell, you run down the trail with
skip off the orb.
Intent and purpose, yeah, skipping and not letting anything get in your way, and you run right into the campfire where Tony and Tug are sitting.
Hey, what question are you on? I mean, I didn't know that.
It was 18.
You silly boy. How are you, Tyrell? It's so great to see you.
Hey, pal.
I have some news for you.
Oh.
You can tell Tyrell what you need to tell him.
That's wonderful. That's what I came here to do.
Oh, goodness. I was just here to do one task, and now I've got another.
Your parents told me to tell you. Yeah. Billy said they're your parents. The convocation of uncounted eyes? All those nice fellows in the dark robes with the superpowers.
Tell him what you need to tell him.
Well, there's no need to be pushy about it, Tug. Jeez.
I'm excited.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I understand your excitement, but I'm excited too. Tyrell, they told me if you don't give them the book when you leave the forest, they're going to kill you.
Oh, I knew that.
Okay. Well, they also said that whatever you do, under no circumstances should you ever take the book to Ember Peak. That would be a very bad idea. Well, maybe they didn't tell me to tell you that, but I think they were talking about it, and I might have overheard.
And how did what how does this make you think that they're my parents?
Wait,
Well,
Tyrell,
Billy said they were.
You still have a book?
No, the what's his face took it.
Eric.
Someone
Right.
took your book?
No, don't worry about it. We'll get it back. Yeah.
I was gonna say, because if you don't have it, they're gonna be really unhappy with you, and I know
Yeah,
what
Wait,
crazy parents
Tyrell-
can be.
He's just borrowing it. It's okay.
No, Tyrell, I'm pretty sure that you don't have the book anymore.
No, I know. I just lent it to a friend, and we're gonna get it back.
He's not a friend. We don't know him.
Yeah. I mean, that's how business works.
So if you don't, are we trapped in this forest because you lost the book?
I don't know if
No.
you're trapped in here or not. I was able to come in and find you guys. I imagine it'll be just as easy for me to walk out.
Yeah, but see, we can't seem to get to the end of this forest nor out of this forest.
Well, silly, it's called the Infinite Forest. It's not a short little walk.
Yeah, Doug.
Uh,
Citing.
I'm interested in this though. Why will they kill him if he doesn't return the book?
Oh, I don't know. There's something about they've always been watching him. And they're trying to get the book from him, and no matter what they threw at him, you guys are always killing everything. And I don't know. Like I said, they're trying to prevent you from taking it somewhere. But I mean, I don't know. They just they seemed really focused and intent on getting that book from you. Is all. They must just be really strict librarians, probably.
So they don't want the book.
Yeah.
Tell me again where we should take the book.
Ember Peak. The giant flamey thing at the center of Morningstar. You know, the place where nobody goes and returns from.
I got you.
Yeah. So pretty easy not to take it there, if you ask me. Because why would you ever want to go there in the first place?
Yeah. Or the person we lent it to.
I mean, the mountain's covered in fire. Unless you're fireproof, I don't think you're getting there anyways.
Yeah.
Have you been to Ember Peak?
Me, personally? No. I've always wanted to look, though. Maybe roast some marshmallows, make some s'mores up there.
Yeah, it'd probably be fun. Tyrell, why did you decide to come back all of a sudden?
That's a good question. Something came over me and said I had to go.
Hey, Tony, how did you find the Everseen Eye people?
Well, I started walking around saying Tyrell's name and the Zoo Warriors Electric Boogaloo 2. And before you know it, I met some very unfavorable characters. They roughed me up a little bit and said that if I was friends with them, then I deserved to rot in hell. And I told them that wasn't very nice. And then the next thing you know, I woke up unconscious on the street, and there were these hooded fellows. And they asked me the same thing. Are you friends with the Zoo Warriors? And I was like, well, yeah. And, fortunately, instead of beating me up, they took me back to their spooky ooky lair and gave me a bunch of information. And that's how I completed my quest.
So, Tyrell, aren't you able to make prosthetics?
What's that have to do with anything?
Tyrell? You're missing a hand. Oh, my friend, I'm so sorry. How did you lose your hand?
It was a trade for the book. I don't remember.
That seems like a raw deal, buddy. You lost your hand and they got the book. And now if you leave the forest without it, they're going to kill you?
it's it's okay.
Well, your unwavering positivity is really something to aspire to.
What for you to create prosthetics though? Why have you not fixed your hand?
It's not a limb.
Maybe it's a constant reminder of the mistakes that we make in life. And if you always have that constant reminder at hand, forgive the expression,
Uh,
then maybe we're better people because of it. Just like
Tony's
I
fixed.
have plenty of reminders. My legs are gone, my arm is gone, my eye is gone, my face is scarred, I'm disfigured. I mean, look at all these things, and yet I'm still alive. It's a miracle. It's something to be celebrated.
totally.
But back to Tug's question, and I guess this is my last in the 20 questions, but why did you come back? I saw you guys
Uh,
run down the trail in fear. I just figured you were playing hide and seek after I found out your location.
yeah, sure, yeah. We mostly were just trying to get a move on. We had a good rest and we were feeling pretty powerful and we got some stuff to do.
Did you run
Um,
into that stubborn old tree down there?
what do you know about that stubborn old tree?
Well, she was nice enough, but she didn't seem to like me very much, so she let me pass and didn't try and stop me, really. Said I was some sort of abomination. Maybe that just is a compliment where she's from.
Hmm. Anything else?
Nope, that's all I got.
Hmm. Okay. Wait. So you came from that direction?
Well, I came from that tree, yeah? Why?
Interesting. Well, we came in from another direction in this uh infinite forest,
Really?
trying to figure out how the paths work.
Well, what did you pass on your way here?
Tug?
Well, we passed a village that used to be an elven village, and now they're all flower people.
Didn't
We
see
passed
that.
that. We've passed quite a few weird things. We passed a village with a huge tree, and the tree was a what's it called, Tyrell?
Oak tree?
Well, no, it's alive. The tree was
Oh,
alive.
a tree ant. Yeah.
Yeah, tree ant.
Wow, you guys saw a treant?
Yeah, and then before that, we saw some lady in a tree that had kidnapped a boy. Gosh, it's just been we've been in here for so long. It's hard for me to remember all the events.
Well, it took me no time at all to get here. I just walked right in the forest, didn't follow no trail or nothing. I just asked my old woodland friends to guide me, and sure as sugar, I made it here.
Wait, what woodland friends?
The squirrels, the birds.
Can
Are
you
you
talk to
Well, they talk to me in song.
them? Hmm. Interesting.
um, Tyrell? Don't you think it'd be nice if you made prosthetics for old Tony here?
Oh, does he not have?
Yeah, he could probably use some.
Well, I'm satisfied with what I've got, but any gift from Tyrell is a wonderful gift.
And I hand him a stick.
An arm! You're the best, Tyrell. He sort of puts it in his, limp sleeve, and it just kind of falls out. He's like, I'll fasten it later.
And I look at Tug.
Could I try to persuade Tyrell to make him prosthetics?
You've already tried once, so you can make a roll with disadvantage here. It's a charisma roll, persuasion.
I mean, Tyrell, do you not want to help poor Tony?
I'm
What
trying
are
to
you
remember.
talking about, Tug? Don't ask more of Tyrell than he's already done. He just gave me a wonderfully crafted arm. Don't you see the craftsmanship? The beautiful artisanry? I mean, this
Tony.
isn't just a stick. This is an arm. This is a work of art.
I mean, he did travel all this way to try to give you a warning for life.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a good reminder. I was warned before, but it's definitely a good reminder.
There's something about this forest. They didn't want to come in here themselves. They said they would do it, but they needed my help, and I think that's why they said as soon as you leave the forest, if you don't have it, they're just gonna kill you. So
Yeah.
maybe you should just live here.
I might, I don't care for it here, but I might.
Well, I mean, there's lots of dangerous stuff in the forest too, but at least there's nothing that said, "Hey, we're gonna kill you."
Kind of.
But you got some tough parents, but tough love, it can
Yeah,
yield some good results.
yeah. Parents. Yeah.
Anywho, should we rejoin the rest of the group?
I don't know if it's a good idea, um, to run into to Billy there. He
Tony.
mentioned
That's my
stabbing.
name. Oh. Billy's such a kidder, though. He
Uh,
stabbed me before, or at least tried.
yeah.
I mean,
Um,
look at me. You really think anything's gonna stop me now?
yeah, probably more likely than ever.
Oh.
But it's up to you. Everyone's got their path. I guess if you don't uh, finish your mission here anyways, you're gonna lose your eye, right? So, um, yeah,
And I wouldn't want to do that.
yeah.
I mean, I guess from this point on, I technically completed my mission. I gave you all the information, and probably more than I was supposed to. So, I mean, I've got really nothing else going on if you guys don't mind having a straggler. I mean, Tug said I was part of the group.
I don't know. I don't. Yeah. If Tug wants to play bodyguard for you, maybe.
Well, none of you would have to protect me. I take good care of myself.
All right. Leave that up to you. You've been warned.
Well, are we ready then?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start heading back.
All right. Tug, are you going to follow? Come on, Tug, or not. So you guys continue down the trail. And who approaches? But
Hey, could you not hear me? Hello.
now I can hear you.
I've been saying I need to check on mage hand, and we just keep going down this.
Oh, you're on mute. Because I didn't hear a word you said.
I mean, I may have been on mute. I guess I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, so your mage hand with the axe has managed to cut away a small amount, but you can tell that, even with the axe that was taken from Edgewood, that it's taken a long time for this mage hand to hack away. The sword is not yet free, but you can see on the hilt of the sword there are 9 skulls. There's one on the very, end of the hilt, and then the crossguard holds the other 8 skulls. But the sword is in its, scabbard. You can't tell the color of the blade, but this thing looks evil in nature.
I hope it's not a cursed sword that, makes you not want to be a paladin anymore.
So you can continue. You can make a little bit more progress with the, axe than your mage hand could. But it'll take you some time to cut this thing out.
No, I mean, everyone else is hell bent on moving on. I guess I'll just let this one lay.
Okay.
So off to everyone else.
All right.
So he's still trying to make it to us, right?
He's still trying to make it to you, but Tyrell and Tony have caught up.
Oh, Tyrell.
I told him not to come.
Oh, hello, Tony. It's great to see you, pal. I haven't seen you in quite a while.
It's good to see you guys too.
Did you finish that quest I sent you on?
I sure did. And I just shared with Tyrell that his parents are going to kill him as soon as you guys get out of the forest.
Oh, well, that's nice. Was there anything we could do to stop that?
You could give them back their book. They're pretty upset about that. And
Okay.
they said something.
Anything we should do with the book? Afterwards?
They didn't say what to do with it. They said what not to do with it. They said,
what should we not do with it?
Don't take it to Ember Peak, no matter what.
Got it. Well, Tony, it's been a delight. You always got a cheerful tone about you. I see you've lost an eye.
Oh, well, Convocation of Uncounted Eyes, they sure are givers, but they're also takers.
Is that a gem that I see?
It is.
What does that do?
Well, this allows them to see what I see.
Oh, well, here's the thing. I kind of lost a gem earlier to a dragon, and it's kind of unfair that you have a gem.
I totally agree. It's completely unfair. Would you like the gem?
Yes.
Well, I've completed my quest, so I don't have to hold on to it anymore. And he kind of hits the back of his head, and it plops out into his other hand. And
Okay, I'm going to put it in my pocket.
All right.
I'll let you send whatever you want to send on that later.
I know how much you like collecting eyes.
I do like to collect eyes. If you're ready to part with another one, I can take that one as well.
Like I said in the Convocation, they said, if you don't do your job, we're going to take your other eye. And I said, well, I need to see my friends. So I had to complete my quest. But I would like to hold on to my other eye. But if you really need one, we could talk about it.
I could see how you might need one. And Tony, you've accomplished one mission. You are 99 missions short of becoming 99 trials. You have to do 99 missions per trial. If you complete 100 trials, then you can be interviewed to be part of the group.
Well, Tug said I was already part of the group.
Well, he said you were part of the initiation into getting in. Your application has been verified.
That's amazing. I mean,
so you're going to have to complete these quests.
How many people have even made it this far?
So we've had more people in the group, and we have to replace. The group can only have so many at a time. That's why we had to wait for your interview to process.
Gotcha. Yeah, this is exciting.
It just makes logistics. Yeah, it just makes sense. So your next quest.
Do you need my resume and cover letter?
No. No, Tony. We know you well enough. We shouldn't need that. And I think we're almost pals at this point. But we have to find an emerald dragon. Where is that at?
Just beyond this tree.
Perfect. We need you to make sure we get to the emerald dragon unseen and unhurt.
Well, that'd be rather tough, unseen and unheard, but I can get you there.
Unhurt.
Unhurt.
So if something tries to hurt us, we need you to help stop us. That's your next mission, Tony.
Well, I can't promise that you won't get hurt, but I will gladly
you can
throw
try your
myself
best.
in front of any danger that comes across your way.
Perfect. Has Tug caught up to the group yet?
Yes, Tug is now back with the group.
Hey, Tug, how you doing, man? I see that you brought our old pal Tony with us here.
From the tree, the dryad that was blocking your path slinks back up into the tree and says, "Good God, what is that abomination?"
Oh, that's Tug.
He has the crown, but it's on that thing.
Tug, the tree thinks you're ugly.
I just turn and glare at the tree.
Please stop looking at me. It makes me
You
feel
are welcome.
ill.
You are welcome
Ranger Steve, this might be our chance to pass if that thing's up in the tree.
Yeah, I'm just walking around tree.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow Ranger Steve.
All right, you guys make it past the tree.
Did you just throw the tree?
It's gonna be in my way. Does everybody else want to follow Ranger Steve and Billy?
I was kind of interested in getting the tree ant juice.
Oh, you would be a sex slave. So
Good luck.
if you want to do that,
Well, I mean, I thought all we had to do is get the hat, though.
We can send.
she
That could be
took one
Tony's
look-
next quest.
she
is to
took
go
one
get
look
the
at
hat.
Tug and was like, hard no, and she disappeared. So
I mean, she's still, she's just trying to not look at Tug here.
if you can convince Tug to get the tiara off, yeah.
Tyrell, my love, please don't go.
And I continue walking.
Don't forget
I mean,
me.
Tyrell, if you want it, we can send Tony on a mission to get it. It would count as one of his missions.
I mean, do we need the juice?
Not really. It was only to save what's his face, and I don't care about him.
I thought he was dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
I thought he's turtle soup. Okay.
Your turtle friend is dead?
Yeah, we were hoping to get to use his body as jerky meat, but unfortunately, he passed back in Edgewood. We've been in this forest for quite a while.
Oh, well, that's sad. I'm sorry.
I know. I really wish we could have got some of that turtle jerky.
It was awful nice of him to offer his remains as jerky.
It was.
Can only hope to have as good of friends that would turn me into jerky.
You definitely have as good as friends here.
Well, you have my word that if any of you die, I'll turn you into jerky too.
No, that is an honor not reserved for any of the zoo warriors, but only people who are near the zoo warriors. If you're a part of the group, you don't get turned to jerky. You get a proper burial.
So what's my title in the group then? Is it like apprentice or what are we
Intern.
talking? Intern?
Unverified
Temporary intern.
You're what we call the unpaid, unverified intern.
Plus shield.
So, like a volunteer.
Well,
You're a
volunteering,
volunteer.
that's what makes the world go round.
You're a volunteer, and your application has been sealed.
Wonderful.
So, like I said, you're one of your 99 quests that are done, and each one of those quests count towards your 100 that you need to complete. So, you do the math there, Tony. You're closing in. You've already made progress. That's more than most people.
Well,
Congratulations.
this is just wonderful. Where'd
Okay,
you now?
well-
What's up?
Well,
Where are we going?
We gotta find the Emerald Dragon
Well,
to get Tug's book, or to get Tyrell's book.
we need to go farther down the trail this way, where I came from.
Lead the way.
This is where we are going to wrap up the session. So if you guys got anything else you want to do before we close things for tonight?
Anything you want to tell me about that gem?
Yes. So it is a ruby, roughly the size of your gnome palm. It appears to have like a little bit of a cloudy sort of effect inside of it. Like it's not crystal clear. There appears to be some gas or something, contained within the ruby itself. But it is looks like red jello. That's the color.
And Tony said it's what the Convocation of Eyes uses to spy.
Yes.
Tug, can you look at this with your crystal ball of true seeing?
Yeah, hand it here.
No, I'm just gonna hold it from over here.
I'm not gonna be able to see anything from that distance. Sorry.
Your crystal ball must be broken then. I mean, you've used it from a distance before. Can you use it from a distance now?
No, it doesn't seem like I can. Sorry.
Okay, I'm put it back in my pocket then.
All right. Anybody else? Any closing thoughts? Anything you want to do before the session ends?
I would like to take my tiara off and study it real quick. Didn't it have hearts on top of it?
No.
What the fuck? I wrote this stuff down somewhere and I cannot find it.
No, it's a ebony bone tiara.
Yeah, we got the tiara, the boots, and then something else that had the hearts on it. That
It was a necklace and it had skulls on it.
who got that?
Ranger Steve.
No, it's
And
Tyrell.
or Tyrell.
Tyrell has that.
And it's a necklace of webs, I think.
We don't know. We weren't told.
I thought he was told.
Yeah, we were told. I just don't know. I just never wrote down what this tiara does.
I'm pretty sure you assumed that's what they did, but I don't know if we were told.
You
or
don't know
not.
what the tiara does, and I did confirm with you guys what the necklace did.
Okay. That's what it was.
So you never
Yeah,
told us. You never told us the tiara.
You couldn't discern what the tiara was.
The Archlich could probably tell us, and he could also probably give us that damn book back. But we're going to have to do something there to save Tyrell. I think, guys, we finally have a mission and a purpose. Take the book to Ember Peak.
Oh.
Yeah, but first we have to get the book back.
To save Tyrell, and then we got to figure out how to kill Tony. I mean, we got to...
The last thing that Tyrell wants to do is make a prosthetic hand for him.
Can I ask why?
Because
Why now? Not 2 months ago?
Wait, you're making a prosthetic hand for you,
No,
or for
I
Tony?
thought he said the last thing he wants to do is make a prosthetic hand.
As in, like,
for the session.
Just for this session, but you do want to make one.
Yeah, I feel like we're about to go into battle, and I should probably have all my dexterity about me.
So were you saying the last thing I want to do? I thought you were saying, typically when someone says the last thing I want to do means they don't want to do it. Were you actually saying before the session ends, I want to do?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. What are you going to craft it out of?
Okay.
What do you need to craft it out of?
It doesn't give any explanation.
I have a barrel.
There's not gonna. I mean, there. You're the artificer. You're the tinkerer. You're the creative. Like you come up with what you're gonna make this out of.
I have a barrel of iron ore.
I have a ruby. Would that help?
My barrel of iron ore.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think a ruby would be a waste.
What about the harp of a satyr?
Tell you what, Jared, if you want to think on what materials you want to make it out of, and have that ready for next time.
Yeah, I think I know what I want, but I'll keep thinking on it.
Okay, and if you need to ask any of the group, I mean, everybody kind of knows what they have, so you can text the group chat, and
Some of us know what we have.
True. Yes. You guys have always had a bit of a inventory management problem, and with the bag of holding, it's probably only going to get worse. But
I just like Josh's tiara episode when we're walking about the what were they called? The
will-o-wisps.
The will-o-wisps. That was hilarious.
Hey, it makes sense now. He never told me what it was, so I never wrote it down. I just remembered tying it on my head.
So he specifically told us, because you grabbed it, you tied it on your head, you said, this is great. And he told us an ebony black, or just an ebony, like, skull bone tiara. And we could not discern what it was because we tried to discern what it was.
Yeah. And I tied it on my head.
Right.
Yep.
So if you tie something on your character's person, it might be worth jotting down at least.
Hey, I just got caught up in everything else because
You're fine. I'm not berating
If we recall, I was going to take everything because I'm the only one who searched the body, and people got pissy. So then I didn't know what I got and what I didn't get, and I took
I was
the
also
tiara
there searching the body
and forgot to write it down.
Look, I don't know how to handle the loot. I'm not going to hand it out individually. You know, the corpse has what it has, and then if you guys want to squabble over it, that's up to you guys. If you want to establish some sort of rock, paper, scissors, or some sort of, like, I don't know what, you know, the person who gets the kill blow, the person who does the most damage, it doesn't matter to me. There don't even have to be any rules. It can just be the first person to be like, I grab all the stuff.
That makes people.
That's been our usual plan.
Yeah.
And then we have Tug walking around with barrels of a goblin piss.
Yeah, I know that made sense. That's on the boat.
I am so glad you did not drink that water. You would have been dead.
I thought it might be holy water.
Oh, that would have been horrible.
But yeah, wow. You know, everybody made it through. You guys dodged the Death Knight that was just the armor.
I wondered that from the beginning, but I didn't really know if it was worth trotting across there.
So I gave you a lot of clues, but I also didn't mention, like, the green glow should have been the giveaway, because the last time you encountered him, he had that, like, ethereal sort of green glow to him, but there's none of that this time.
About that.
I don't think you understand how much I drink when we play this game.
You mean you don't know every single detail about all these monsters? Jeez, wow, okay. You don't remember every single word I say?
Like, to be honest, I'm not sure what happened with the whisper wisp with the lightning. I think either the phone broke out or something, but all I heard was, Josh, I need you to roll dice, and then I rolled, and you're like, the lightning doesn't hit you. Like, what the fuck? What? When could they shoot lightning?
It wasn't lightning, it was just sparks. It was electricity.
Yeah.
But we're all set for tonight. No real combat, but you guys got some information.
We got Tony back, and that's all that really matters, guys.
Yeah. And you crossed 2 more sections off of your list here. And you at least know somebody who knows where to get the tree and drink if you ever need to go back to it. So.
And that'll probably be his next mission, should he survive.
Yeah. But we already know how not a fan of Tony she was, so.
Well, that's not our problem.
It's Tony's, yeah.
Tony has a way of getting things done.
I mean, he found you guys in the forest, so that's pretty.
True. With Tony, we've actually progressed quite a bit, and we're already looking to progress a bit more next time. So
yeah,
it sounds like the mission that I sent him on was very important.
Yeah, it's good you sent him on that mission, because otherwise you guys would just get ambushed by him as soon as if you ever made it out of the forest.
Oh, well, that's good that we now know what we have to have before we leave the forest.
skills.
Well,
and somehow we're gonna have to get it back from that archlich.
So, can I like do a quick perception check and see if that river is continuing to run right on the river?
You broke up at the end. If the river is what?
Continuing to run right on the edge of the trail.
So I know we kind of turned on the map here, but it kind of turns to the right, and then I'm going to have it eventually turn back to the left. So you're going to go away from the stream.
Oh,
The stream, based on where you've crossed it already, it seems to go deeper into the forest.
gotcha.
So no trail nearby, but it does, it's a stream.
I mean, I'd like to try to people again.
You guys can definitely keep that in your back pocket or go after it next time. But for right now, we'll go ahead and end the session. So go ahead and say your goodbyes.
Bye.
See you, Tony.
Vaya con Dios.
I'm assuming Tony stays within the confines of the story until we return to him.
Well, yeah, of course.
I don't think I've ever said goodbye to Tony, so I'm not going to start now.
He's used to not having you say goodbye.